have to go potty.
Off you go. Well, here we are. Hello, everyone. Okay, so we are going to be doing the case. Well, I say the case. We're not doing the full case of Sarah Boone because most of us know why she's where she is at the moment. But for those of you that do not know, Sarah Boone is a delightful treat that you'll get to know about if you haven't already done your research. Basically, of an evening, her and her then boyfriend had a little bit too much to drink. Somehow, we don't know how, but she claims they were playing hide and seek. He ended up in the suitcase, which doesn't make sense to me because I'm not sure how he could have zipped that up. Once you've got in one end, he wouldn't have been able to have manoeuvred himself to zip it all the way around. But he ended up in there overnight until nearly lunchtime, and then she calls the emergency services to say that she's woken up and found him no longer with her in the suitcase, dead. And tries to say they were playing hide and seek. She'd had too much to drink. She went to bed and forgotten him, or none of that kind of makes sense of how he's ended up in the suitcase and how she's gone to bed. Because we know also there was a video leaked, which you can find if you go hunt for it, of her tormenting him essentially while he's telling her he can't breathe. She's saying that's what happens when you choke me and that kind of thing. So that hasn't fared well for her because that's evidence that she knew he was in there, and even though she had been drinking, she went and left him in there knowing after he said, I can't breathe. And he said it a few times and she films him. So you can find that if you go look for it. I'm not going to show it on here. Hey, Wicked, how are you?
Hi, Wicked. All right, I'm back. So we had to take a moment before we go live. Right when we go live, I gotta go. Yes. Now, so the one thing about Sarah Boone, and we were just talking about this earlier, is obviously there was some domestic violence. It's a very toxic relationship. And by watching the other body cam from another incident where George was arrested, there's like this passion between them of, oh, I love you, I'm so sorry, as he's getting carted off. And it's interesting when you see that type of dynamic, and then it comes, into this ending, this unfortunate ending. I do see that we were talking about it. If she had not recorded the incident, and I don't mean to laugh because this is not a good, topic to laugh at, but if she had just not recorded it, she could have a better defense. And I think because 8 attorneys that have tried to, I don't know, 8 attorneys have tried to do what they are supposed to do and represent her, and she did not allow that. She didn't like that. She wanted to have the freedom to do whatever she could. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I just got a text message. But anyway, oh, you're cooking dinner and listening. Awesome. So I think that if Wicked, what are you thinking and your thoughts on Sarah Boone at this moment? Because she's gone through, she's such a hard headed, stubborn person. Now, she's not unintelligent in some ways. I mean, I don't know if you read her handwritten motions to the judge, but um, she does have the appropriate wording. It's just that she has no. All right, my cats are acting fools. Hold on.
So yeah, she's gone through 8 attorneys. The first one she battled with, like she ended up forfeiting him, and then she got another one, and essentially through all of these attorneys that she's had, she is basically, they have not, basically because they can't be there for her 24/7. The problem that I'm just going to shut my door because obviously you can hear Winston. But the problem that she's got is that she demands too much. And one of them was like, she wants to speak to me on the phone all the time, like 24/7. And, I've got another DP case on the go. And obviously I have life outside of work just a little bit, and I can't meet her demands. And so she'd have all these demands. And then we thought we were getting somewhere. I think it was with attorney possibly number 7. And then that attorney was like, I can't work with her. So we filed the motion to withdraw. And in between all of this, she's written a butt ton of letters, so many letters, to the judge. There's even been a judge change as well. So this is going to trial in October. And what's essentially happened is with attorney number 8, she had a female attorney, very experienced attorney. This attorney's basically come in and filed the motion to withdraw because she gave all the stuff, like she'd spent, I think it was like something like 20 hours with her. I can't remember if it was on the phone or in person, like going through information. And at one point she walked out on that attorney during one of their meetings because she didn't like the conversation, the way it was going. So this attorney's gone, cannot work with this woman. And the judge has gone, do you know what? You're going to represent
I'm done with you. Yeah.
You're on your own. You represent
You're
yourself.
On your own.
Yeah, and I think personally she wanted her hands on the full discovery, personally. And then I think she thought once she got that, she'd perhaps be able to get an attorney. So where we're at now is, rather than going through all of the previous stuff, because there's a lot of stuff, there's letters to read, and some of them are like 8 pages, 9 pages long. They're really long letters, and they are there for you if, I think I've even gone through, I think I covered some of these on previous videos on my TikTok, and the case itself. There is a video of him in the suitcase pleading to let him out. So if, for those that don't know it, if you look under Sarah Boone, you'll find it. But yeah, the judge is gone. And so she's had a first hearing, which is the one we're going to watch, where she's talking back and forth, where they're talking about motions. And then we're going to go with the second one, which was like a couple of days back, where she complains that she's not prepared. And I think she thinks if she keeps going on about it and pleading, the judge is going to give her an attorney. That's the impression that I got.
She's used to wearing people down, it's like she wore everybody down, and that's her MO. She's used to getting away with whatever she wants by wearing people down, pushing those buttons. And I think she thought that the judge would be the same way because she's used to that outcome. And the judge is like, no, I'm done. You wanted to be, you went through 8 attorneys, 8. and you still come to this conclusion. And now we're here and you have no representation. You want to represent yourself. Well, that's what you're going to do.
Yeah. So I figured we'd watch her because I feel when she's talking to the judge, sometimes I haven't seen some of these. She's a bit like, she comes across like she doesn't, like she's respectful. I feel like she speaks to him, but she's not listening to him. And then you want to bang your head against the wall because you're hearing what he's saying. I'm hearing what he's saying. Yeah, like she's got to be in control. Like
she does.
And then she plays dumb.
Yeah.
And the judge has already said, like, he has assessed everything. He's gone through all of her letters. He promised her, I read every one. Every single one of your letters, I've read them. And I know everything. And I've deemed that you are competent. Like, you know, obviously I didn't make this decision lightly to appoint you to represent yourself. I don't think I've ever known anyone else go through 8 attorneys.
I've not heard of that. I mean, we know narcissists like to represent themselves. That's like a big, huge sign right there that somebody's a narcissist. Ted Bundy, what was his name? Derek Brooks or Daryl Brooks. I mean, come on. That's there. I've not ever heard of anybody doing this, going through 8 attorneys. Well, can you tell them to be nice to me? That was one of the things that she asked the judge. And it's like, well, wait, what do you mean nice to you? What kind of thing is that? Are they, they're trying to defend you. They're not there to, you know, give you therapy or something, you know.
I want to be best friends with my attorney and they're not responding to my calls. It's like, yeah, exactly. You know, I'm in bed.
Exactly.
And I think I'm there for this one because I think this is going to be an interesting case if she doesn't make a plea deal. And I've said to you on the phone, haven't I do not want a plea deal. I've waited all my life for this trial. Literally sat here waiting patiently. I will be pissed at Sarah Boone if she takes a plea deal.
You want to know that? Well, if she does take a plea deal, you'll still be able to see what the discovery was.
Yeah,
it'll become public knowledge.
I just wanted to see her in court. I just wanted to see her in court, and I bet she's the type that would have testified, even if her attorney didn't recommend it. Like, I bet she would have testified.
Yep. Hi, Grace.
Yeah, they are. So, and I think I don't know whether she thinks she is genuinely innocent or not, or she knows she's screwed, but she's adamant. I mean, let's talk about the poster she put out there for a new attorney. Did you see that one, Kelly?
I sure did. It reminded me of 8th grade polls, or, you know.
And she forgot. In all of that, she forgot to put the real qualification that you need is a law degree, at least, minimum. She put all the other requirements, like dynamic, what was the other words that she used? Different, basically everything she wanted in her attorney, I suppose. That the other one, and what she also should have put is unfettered access. I need to be in your pocket 24/7, and you need to answer me, or you're fired.
Well, and she does want an attorney that, or someone that is going to fiercely defend her the exact way she wants to be defended. And when attorneys say, hey, you can't do that, that causes her to be like, oh, fine, they're not being nice to me, they're not going to, you know, they're terrible lawyers, they don't want to fight for me. And that's not true. It's, And like I said, if she had not done that video, it would be a little bit of a different situation because, an attorney could say, well, she fell asleep, Your Honor. She didn't know, or she passed out. She didn't realize that he was in there. I mean, if we hadn't seen that video, we wouldn't have known how he really got in there,
Yeah, let's play that video. Actually, I've made the executive decision by myself. For those that haven't seen the video, I suppose if she'd have deleted it, I suppose it would still be there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they could find it usually in the cloud or something, but Grace, I think she's 47. I was born in the same year as her, so I think she's 47 unless she's going to be turning 47.
Okay, let's see. Let's play this for those who don't know. I have to say, the first person she called was her ex-husband. It's like, you probably think, what has fucking done with you? But here we are. She calls me because she's killed her boyfriend. Hang on,
right.
Oh, hang on, I've got to play it over here, haven't I?
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Sarah.
Stupid.
Sarah.
That's my name. Don't wear it up.
Sarah. I can't fucking breathe, babe. Seriously.
Yeah, that's when you do and choke me.
Sarah. 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 Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
That's on you.
Sarah, I can't breathe.
It's on you.
Sarah.
Real ransom. Might want to give video for it extra. Here, I got this.
Sarah.
Real ransom.
Sarah. Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
Oh. That's what I get like when you chewing on me.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Breathe, Sarah.
Yeah. You should probably shut the fuck up.
Sarah.
Shh.
That is when you watch him on that suitcase, he can't even maneuver it, can he? It's not like he can't flip it. You can see he's trying to move in there.
Oh yeah,
but he can't flip it or anything.
It's creepy how he's saying her name and she's just sitting there. It's really creepy.
Yeah,
and she's laughing and
then she's like, shh. And when you watch it again, it's like I was trying to see where the suitcase zip was and I couldn't see it. And I was trying to picture which way round in the suitcase he was because it's quite leaned over one way. So I'm feeling he's weighted down one way, but there's no way he can maneuver to even flip it or anything. Like, that's just your worst nightmare.
Oh God, yeah. To suffocate that way and to be begging for your life and the person's not doing anything. I'm sure once she went to bed, he was probably like, oh my God.
Yeah, she was not responding to him. Can you imagine how scared he must have been? Like, in that suitcase, calling her out, and she's just pissed off to bed, and he's there thinking, was she there watching, or is she fucked off and left me here on my own?
I think he realized. I think he realized that she was gone. And that is a terrible, terrible way to go. I'm not saying a lot of ways to go is good, but that just to drowning and suffocating, that kind of thing. I mean, you are aware that you're trying to breathe and that you can't, and it's a very scary feeling. And
Yeah.
whether or not he choked her or whatnot, you go to the police, you file a police report, you have him arrested, you get an order of protection or restraining order. You do, there are things to do versus putting someone in the suitcase, zipping them up and letting them suffocate.
But from all accounts, I believe, I mean, she probably gave it to him as much as he gave it to her. I think it was quite a volatile relationship. They should just never have been together. Because I think there was a lot of drink involved as well, wasn't there?
Yeah.
I think he's possibly cheated and that kind of thing. And but to do that, like, I can't imagine. I when I watched that, I feel like I'm suffocating with him, because I'm like he must have been hot in there,
Right.
panicking, thinking like, or perhaps he was relatively calm for a bit, thinking, oh, she will let me out. Who knows what he was thinking?
I know.
Because who knows what was before he got in there, and how did he get in there?
That's
long enough
my question. How did he get in there? How did he get in that position?
And if he was zipping the case up, why did he not push the lid open while she was zipping it up? Even if she sat on it. I mean, she wasn't a big woman then, if you've watched the police turn up to arrest her. Like,
Right.
how did she manage to keep him still in there long enough to zip the damn thing up?
I know. They were intoxicated, which I'm not saying, that happens to, it's just a lot of intoxicated people do things that are obviously weird, right? Like common sense is lacking sometimes when someone's drinking. I don't know if maybe she was like, let's see if you fit in there, like just joking around. And then by the time she zipped it up, he didn't realize what she was doing until it was too late. And then he probably was thinking, well, she'll let me out. And she didn't.
Yeah.
That's what I'm wondering too, Wicked. Was it a game?
Yeah, because she did say when the police, because they were like, she was like, oh, I was game of hide and seek, and I went to bed. And then they were like, so what's, like, he's been in there, and it's now like 1 o'clock. And we're now winning us at like 1 o'clock. So you went to bed and haven't been and checked on him or anything since you were playing hide and seek, because that's what she said, they were playing hide and seek. But is that just something she's pulled out the air? Oh, I was playing hide and seek. Yeah.
She did say it was hide and seek. Wicked, it was like a game. And I'm wondering that too, because how could someone allow themselves to get zipped up in a suitcase without some kind of a struggle?
Yeah. We started out as a game, and then when he started panicking, yells to get him out, she got angry at him. And then all the vengeance that perhaps she had pented up inside her, because she was very much like, that's what happens when you choke me, and when you cheat on me, and
Sure.
whatever. I mean, a fetish? Ooh. Maybe.
I agree with Grace. I think that's very close to what it probably started off as a game. He probably said something, yelled at her, it pissed her off, and that was it. She was like, okay, I'm done.
Stop yelling at me, you a-hole. Bless it.
But you know, the guy's not very big. He's like a twig, you know, and I don't know.
She's not, well, I'm not so sure now, but obviously because she's not got unfettered alcohol, is she, in prison? So she was probably drinking more and not eating. And I've known people to do that, and then because they're not eating food and they're just drinking and stuff, that they are quite skinny. And she was quite skinny in that police body cam footage. So I still think he was smaller than her. But she'd had children, so even that fact didn't, give her any weight or anything. She looked, relatively tiny. But for whatever reason, he wasn't able to, or with her trying to zip the case up, you would have thought he'd have had the strength to, I don't know, stop her, but clearly not. And obviously once he was in there, it's like watching someone's belly when they're pregnant, watching him in that suitcase trying to maneuver his limbs, and you're just seeing parts of them because he's trying to move and flip and get out of that suitcase, and he can't. And there's no way you can, because I'd be thinking, well, can you break the zip? Why can't he break the zip? But it must have been a bloody strong zip.
Oh, sure.
Hey, Jenny Lou. Right, let's play her first session as herself, because she's not actually in the defence table at this point. She's just in the normal place that she sits, but she doesn't.
Jury box. Yeah.
Yeah, the jury box. And those chairs don't look comfy for a jury. I'm not going to lie. If I was having to sit there 8 hours in a day, I know they get coffee. I'd be like, this is not comfy. Where's my recliner?
Yeah, right.
I'm going to be here for weeks. I want a recliner.
Well, you should see the juror box at where I'm at. One of the juror boxes, the chairs are wooden. And I'm like, it's such an old courthouse. It's over 100 years old. I'm like, how do they sit in those chairs? It's terrible. Anyway, go ahead.
Long ass day for these people when they sit there and have to take that in. And there's nowhere to put the drinks or anything, although they're probably not allowed them in there, are they? In case they throw them at the, I don't know, the defendant or something.
Throw a water bottle at them. Yeah.
She's going to represent herself now because, like we said, she's pissed off the judge now, and I think he's trying to be cool and calm with her. If you hear something and you want me to stop it to comment, let me know. And if I hear something and I need to be sarcastic about it, I will.
Wonderful.
Oh dear.
Hey, I don't know about you, but I can't afford to retire. If this is a problem for you and it feels like...
Yeah.
Quick.
Steve Kestrauer, half the state.
William David State.
Ma'am, good morning. Raise your right hand. Madam Clerk will swear you in.
Please swear over.
Ma'am, good morning, rather. Could you state your full name and date of birth for the record for me? Okay, we
Need to fix the audio in that courtroom. It's terrible, not going to lie.
August 5. The court had entered a scheduling order and notice of hearings. Ma'am, that was sent to you by way of mail. Did you receive that?
I did yesterday.
Okay, all right. I know that you had brought up concerns regarding mailing, and I just wanted to go through the historics with regards to mailing. As you may recall, back on June 28th, we had a hearing where I granted Ms. Cushman's motion to withdraw and addressed your forfeiture, alternatively a waiver to counsel. You were hand-delivered a copy of that order. On May 25, we had a hearing and an order was entered and a notice of hearing was set. That order was hand-delivered to you. Thereafter, there was an order setting hearing that was entered on July 29. That letter, or that order rather, was sent to you at P.O. Box 9109, Seminole, Florida 33775, which is the Orange County Corrections Department mail address for general inmate mail. That was remedied the next day. On July 30th, a certificate of service was entered to the appropriate address, identifying you, your inmate number, FDC-B4, P.O. Box 4970, Orlando, Florida 32802, which is the address that you placed in your motion and your notice. That certificate of service included the notice of filing of the memorandum from the Orange County Corrections Department, Security Operations, and there was also a certificate of service providing the Justice Administrative Commission's response, motion seeking due process costs. The next mailings was a notice of mailing of documents by your former attorney, Patricia Cashman, which was the transcripts of depositions of detectives Chelsea Copsell and Scott Lowen, which were taken on May 7th, 2024. That was e-filed on August the 1st, 2024, and mailed to you with address to you, your inmate number, FBC Dorm B, P.O. Box 4970, I apologize, P.O. Box 4970, Orlando, Florida. Did you receive those deposition transcripts?
I did.
Okay. Then the notice of delivery, would you recall when you received those transcripts?
Everything that you are stating was received on Monday.
The 5th.
Correct.
Okay. The next was a notice of delivery of digital copies of documents that was filed by your former attorney, Patricia Cashman, on August 1, 2024, which provided the transcripts of depositions of detectives Chelsea Copsell and Scott Lowen taken May 7, 2024 to Billy Lane on August 1st. And that was mailed to you at the same address. We've been addressing P.O. Box 4970 on August 1. Did you receive that notice?
I'm sorry, what was that for?
Notice the delivery of digital copies of documents, which reflected the deposition transcripts of the detectives I just identified to Mr. Lane.
To be honest with you, I don't know. It was a lump sum of a giant amount of paperwork, and I haven't gone through it yet.
Okay.
They had me sign about 4 or 5 different documents, so
Okay.
for receipt.
And the last was a certificate of service that was just e-filed on May the 5th, which was provided to you as well on August the 5th. It was provided to you on August the 5th at the P.O. Box we've identified if you mail, which was a copy of the order authorizing the defense to incur costs for private investigator and the scheduling order and notice of hearings entered August 5, 2024. Have you received both of those?
I did, and I had questions on that, please, whenever.
In just a moment now. So I know that there was a concern with regard to mailing and things purportedly not being timely provided to you. There was only one order, the order of July 29th, which was sent to the general mail delivery, and that was remedied the exact next day on July 30th. So that clerical error to the wrong address was remedied one day after the original order was sent out on July the 29th. I just wanted to put that on the record and again, identify for you, ma'am, that nothing's being withheld from you and everything is being timely served to you as required. Now, you had questions about JAC order. I will revisit those in just a moment. I've got a sticky with regard to that.
And I was going to say, please, if I may, about the address. There were 2 or 3 different documents that were uploaded to the tablet. So those 3 documents, without knowing specifically which ones they are, those were also sent to P.O. Box 9101.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You were talking about supposedly just one document that was mailed to the incorrect address. It was more than one.
That's not correct. Court scout, the court filed this morning, ma'am, the court has not filed anything other than what I've identified since that June 28th order where you were representing yourself pro se. So that is incorrect.
Is it something that I need to record and bring back, or is it that big of a deal?
I can't answer that question. That may call for me providing you legal advice.
Okay.
But I can't tell you that other than the July 29th order, which was remedied the next day, everything has been sent to the appropriate legal mail address as provided by the Orange County Jail. We've had this hearing today to address a couple of things based on the scheduling order and notice of hearing that was entered August 5. The first was the digital evidence issue. I've been advised to think through Mr. Lane, who I do see in the courtroom. Mr. Lane, if you could come on up, sir, so Madam Clerk can swear you in.
You'll never turn your AC on again after seeing this. This powerful device is disrupting the air conditioner industry. This new AC alternative can cool any room in under 2 minutes, all without paying.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you should give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Hi, Mr. Lane. Good morning, sir. Can you state your full name and your affiliation with Prison Break Investigations, please?
Billy Lane, Chief Investigator on the Prison Break Investigation.
Okay. I understand part of the order from Monday was regarding the state's digital evidence. I understand that may have been provided on a USB drive to you, Mr. Lane. We'll hear from the state with regard to that first. So either Mr. J or Mr. Cacciatore.
Yes, Your Honor. We have tendered to Mr. Lane a copy of our the exhibit list with our expected items of evidence that we received, along with expected witnesses to be called at the trial. A copy of that was provided on the USB with the exhibits, the witness list, also proposed jury instructions and a stipulation as to victim ID for her review as well.
Okay. And when was that provided to Mr. Lane?
Just now.
Okay. All right. The witness and exhibit list that is included on that USB, do you have hard copies?
I do, Your Honor. I would like to file them in open court.
That was going to be my next question. Okay.
And I have a copy for defense.
Okay, very good. Get a copy of this list, the exhibits, and take that from Mr. Lane and provide it to Ms. Boone.
And Your Honor, the state's position is that given that our exhibit list contains within it a witness list as well, we would ask that document be sealed the way the witness lists are routinely sealed. A copy of that request to seal is there with the notice of the witness list on the initial page before our notice of the exhibit list.
What I have in front of me is the notice of provision witness list, and then the notice of expected evidence and witnesses in trial. I don't have an order or.
It wouldn't be an order. It would just be that first document you read, reference the notice of provisional witness list.
Got it. Okay, thank you. All right. Anything else with regard to the expected evidence and digital evidence?
No.
Okay, so just for my own understanding, there are 9 files on the USB drive that are digital in nature. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And those are all on the USB drive that is going to be provided to Ms. Boone?
Yes, they're broken down by folders.
And the folders, are the names of the folders, do they match the names in the digital evidence list?
They roughly match. I believe that there may be some slight change of terminology from, I believe, files found on iPhone as opposed to suitcase, videos, and still shot.
Okay, all right. Anything else to add with regard to the digital evidence?
No, I also have a copy of the thumb drive as well that Mr. Lane has had an opportunity to copy for his client, and I can tender to send it to Mr. Lane to tender to his client.
Is that different that we've already given him?
He had an opportunity to copy it, but this would be their copy retained.
Okay, all right. So you can go ahead and provide that. Do you want to mark that as an exhibit for the purposes of the hearing? I guess not, since it's going to be transferred directly to Mr. Lane.
Correct.
Okay, all right. You can go ahead and give that to Mr. Lane. All right. Or Mr. Cacciatore, any other questions? Anything else you want to bring to my attention with regard to the digital evidence?
Yeah.
And I have the opportunity to review the notice of expected evidence and witnesses at trial document that was just provided to the court and yourself this morning.
I did.
Okay. Do you have any questions with regard to the digital evidence, which are paragraphs 1 through 9 on the first and second pages of the notice?
I don't know what the majority of them are. Is this part of the evidence that was supplied to me on all of the USB drives that was supplied also?
Yes, this is a pared down. All of the items referenced in our notice and provided on the USB have already been previously disclosed and given to defense.
Okay. Any other questions? Yes.
Yes, on the USB drives for the laptop, it's not compatible with the USB drives for some of the files. So I cannot open a majority of what are on both of the USB drives.
What do you mean you cannot open a majority? What can you not open?
I don't know specifically which files. I know that some of them come up as videos, some of them come up as JPEG, some of them come up as different formats. But there's an entire page of multiple icons that come up, and every time I try to open one, it won't let me review it.
Okay.
So I don't know.
What does it say?
I don't know. I moved on from that to try to go to other programs. So I don't know. I figured it would be something that I might be able to speak to Billy about when he came to see me early next week. So, but I'm just stating to the court now, that's one of the problems that I'm having with the laptop.
But you said it's a majority, but you can't identify specifics for me. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. What is it that you're not able to look at?
It doesn't identify what they are because of the amount. When I click on a particular file, there's a file inside of a file inside of a file. So when I try to open one of the files, all these different icons come up. So if I try to click on one, it says unavailable. So I keep trying to go to the next one, the next one, and the next one, but they're all the same format, so I can't open any of those.
Okay. And how many times has that happened?
The one time
One
that
file, 10 files, 20 files, 50 files, or was it just a one time and then you moved on to something else?
I don't know how many files were in it because I didn't bother to waste my time on trying to open. I believe I tried to open about 8 or 9 of them, and then I just moved on from that folder into another folder.
And the other items in the other folder, were those accessible? Were those viewable?
For the most part, yes. I have not had a
I don't know
moment
what for the
to.
most part means.
I haven't had time yet to explore everything due to the dorm environment. So as soon as in the amount of information, the vast amount of information that he has on there, I'm trying to figure out a way where I can sit in it. I have a letter to you that I wrote to the captain, a copy for you. So you know what I'm trying to work on in order for privacy to be had. So I haven't explored both USB drives to the fullest potential that I possibly can yet. Just from the moment that I have attempted to do so, the one problem I have had was with the one folder with many icons in it. I attempted to open about 8 or 9 of them, could not, so I moved on to whatever was next.
Okay, all right. Dave?
I could add to that everything that we have provided on this USB file, we have checked. It's all on standard formats. For instance, the public surveillance video that's referenced in our notice, we included both the original Publix files from there, and then we also had those files converted to VLC because they are easier to play in VLC. So if she clicks on that folder, she can click again on a subfolder, and she will find the VLC files for where the Publix video has been converted. So everything in there should be standard JPEG, VLC, and also believe an MP4 for some audio-only files.
Okay, all right. Ma'am, do you have any other questions with regard to the digital information or digital evidence identified in the notice that the state's provided the court and yourself this morning?
That was what was just handed to Mr. Lane. So Mr. Lane, you and I would go over that when you and I meet.
I will be meeting with you tomorrow. There is a concern that I will not be able to transfer this to Ms. Boone through the jail protocol.
I have a remedy for that. With regard to, well, let me finish with the digital. Any other concerns, ma'am, as to the items identified in this notice?
Until I'm able to open them and see them, no, I do not.
Sure. Okay. State, anything else we need to talk about with regard to that issue?
Not in regards to that issue.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Lane, I'm going to ask that you take possession of that jump drive that was tendered to you in court this morning, and you advise the court that you're going to be meeting with Ms. Boone tomorrow. Is that correct? About approximately what time are you going to be meeting with her? If you know?
9 a.m.
Okay, all right. I have had the opportunity to have further conversations with Major Muhammad at the jail, including conversations regarding the physical documents. Ma'am, are you still requesting hard copies of the documents?
I am.
Okay. The jail has advised me that they've had conversations with you related to any other property or legal documents that you may need. Have you ever advised the jail that you have everything that you need and don't need anything else?
No, one of the sergeants came and spoke to me yesterday, miscommunication of some sort, where I explained to her what I'm trying to do with purging my property and the property department so I can anticipate those discovery hard copies.
Was that Tracy Hall?
No, that was Hall. Her last name is Hall.
So it was Hall, H-A-L-L, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
But someone sent her to me to see me, so I just don't know who that was.
Who was it you communicated with yesterday regarding your personal effects that may have been in a property locker?
Miss Hall.
Okay, all right, thank you. Do you know Miss Hall's first name?
I don't know any of the officers.
Okay, all right. So in conversations with Major Muhammad, they are going to be able to accommodate you having your paper copies. So Mr. Lane, I know that you took custody of those and have had them. So tomorrow, when you meet Ms. Boone at approximately 9 a.m., you will meet Mr. Muhammad as well. Well, let me ask this. Are you able to go to the jail today?
I can.
Okay, so I know for a fact that Major Muhammad is available today, and he may be expecting you to arrive today. If you are able to provide to him the banker's boxes that were identified as A and B and that jump drive, and then provide the court with a notice as to when and what time and that to whom you gave it should be Major Muhammad, those items, so we can file it in the court file. And those will then be, the digital evidence will then be provided with the laptop in accordance with the protocol that we've gone over previously. And Major Muhammad will make sure that Ms. Boone has access to the hard copies. So after conferring, well, let me ask this. State, do you have any other position with regard to the motion that was set to be heard today, the defendant's motion regarding seeking her hard copies?
No.
Okay, so for the record then, that motion will be granted. The motion for defendant to lawfully receive, review, utilize the original hard copy discovery, 2 boxes A and B, submitted to the court by former attorneys on June 28, 2024 for preparation of trial in her criminal case. As ordered, Mr. Lane will deliver those to the jail today and seek to have them delivered to Major Malik Muhammad, along with the digital the USB drive with the digital evidence. Mr. Lane, the deposition transcripts of detectives Chelsea Copsall and Scott Lowen were purportedly sent to you on August 1st. Did you receive those from Ms. Cashman? Were they a part of the 2 USB drives that we addressed on August 5? You had the smaller one, which was everything you digitized from the 2 boxes, and then you had the larger one of other materials that you had been given previously.
No, but I do have a drive that I can put them on and make sure they get to the jail today.
Okay, if you could make sure, sir, that when you drop off the other 2 things, digital copies. I know Ms. Boone has identified that she has physical copies, but I'd like to give her digital copies just in case. State, do you have any questions with regard to the court's directive to Mr. Lane regarding the hard copies, depositions of the detectives, or the digital evidence the state may seek to admit in trial?
No.
All right. Ma'am, do you have any questions for Mr. Lane regarding those 3 items?
No.
Okay. Can Mr. Lane be released?
Yes.
Okay. If you want to, can he be released, ma'am?
I guess I'll see you at 9.
Okay. Sir, if you could endeavor to do that today, I would greatly appreciate it. All right. Very much.
Thank you.
All right. The next matter this morning.
I like that. I guess I'll see you at 9. Bit sarcastic, Sarah Boone.
Yeah, and if you pay attention that the judge is trying really, really hard to ensure that this is not going to be an appealed case, you know, and because she's by herself and she's pro se, we've got that kind of worry because she could easily say, I didn't know this, or I didn't get this, or I lack of privacy, or, you know, so they did. I don't know if if you're going to show the other court piece where there was another hearing recently.
Yeah, I
where,
will do this one.
Okay.
That's the one
Perfect.
where they go through a lot of stuff, and she's trying to get him to appoint a new attorney, but he's very smart, this judge. He's very clever, and he's read everything. This judge knows the ins and outs of this case. He's read every letter. He's read every bit of the discovery, everything from the attorneys that she's had before. He knows it.
Yeah.
And he's very careful in his choice of words when he's responding to her with saying things like, you know, I've read everything, I'm aware of everything, I know everything, and this is the reason. And he has to keep reminding her why she's representing herself, and that at one point she's saying about wanting a reserve attorney, and he's like, you don't get to have one because you forfeited your right to an attorney.
Right.
I like this judge. I think he's
I love him.
Should we just play that 911 call in the background quickly so that people can hear?
Absolutely, please.
I think I found it. Right, hang on. I'll do the police body cam one in a different live, but just so people can hear the 911 call, because we were asked if she did make that 911 call, and she did, and that's through. I think it was the original Wicked was saying that's thrown her, because I'm just going to play the audio because there's nothing to see. I don't think. I think it's just the audio. Hang on.
Okay.
That was very cold. My boyfriend is dead.
We didn't hear anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Let me do it again. Let me pull back a bit. I might have to screen share it. That's weird.
I thought you were getting it together still.
I thought you was all hearing it. Clearly not. Clearly, I'm going to have to show you it, and that's the only way you're going to be able to hear it. Okay, let me just do that now.
Port Apartment 3. 4748. What's the street name? France, FRANTZ. And the apartment number? 3. Is this a police or medical?
My boyfriend is dead.
Okay, send the line for the fire department. Do not hang up.
Fire rescue. So location, Mercy.
That's 32.
No, please don't leave.
4748 France Lane, apartment 3.
France Court.
Court?
Yes.
Okay, is this near Mackenzie Drive?
I don't know where that is.
Okay, fine, okay.
It's Hillwood Park Apartments.
Okay, 4748 France, correct?
Correct.
All right, correct. Now tell me exactly what happened there.
My boyfriend and I were playing last night, and I put him in his case and we were playing. And
Okay.
like kind of hide and seek kind of thing. So I fell asleep and I woke up and he was dead in the suitcase. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
Right, okay, what's the apartment number?
3.
Wait. She just said she put him in the suitcase, but then they were playing hide and seek.
Yeah.
So if she's put him in the suitcase, he's not hidden because she knows where he is.
Right.
And if she's doing the other way round, it would be that she zipped him up. So if she was hiding, he couldn't get out to go find her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's very angry with them. She's like repeating the address but getting more aggressive with it. It's like because they haven't heard her.
Mm-hmm. Trying to escalate her anxiety, I think, by, trying to rev herself up.
Yeah, I personally feel she's very, like Nick said, she's very cold in this call. But I found that she was very like first of all, it was my boyfriend is dead. No panic, just very matter of fact, my boyfriend is dead. And then getting aggravated because she's having to repeat the address multiple times, like it's their fault. But there's no emotion, there's no. And I almost feel like she's trying to control the call as well.
Yeah, someone said it earlier that she just wants control. She's got to control everything, and that's exactly what it is.
But yeah, I just thought I needed to say that because I'm just you've said you put him in the case, right? I don't understand how physically she could have put it. I know he was a tiny dot of a thing. Put him in
he
there.
Was tall though, kind of.
Yeah.
That's
and
why I'm like, oh.
But weight-wise, yeah, she probably could lift him. But I think in terms of struggle-wise, like if she put him in there, I still can't see how, even if she was laid on the case trying to zip it up, I think he could throw her off because she's not a big woman. I mean, I think she looks a little bit bigger even here, but even though she's not a big woman here, I think she was probably a little bit slimmer.
Yeah.
I think he could have thrown her off back then.
Yeah.
But she seems to have grown some boobs in jail. I don't recall her boobs being that big before. Just going to say it.
Oh, a lot of people gain weight in jail because of the food that they give. It's like high in sodium and stuff.
And of course, she's not drinking, so she's eating. And I know one woman a long time ago, my friend's sister, and she was the skinniest person I'd seen. Like she was tiny, a bit like George, but short, but skinny. But all she ever drank was vodka, and she never ate anything ever, and that's why she was so skinny. But obviously, she doesn't have access to wine and, well, not proper access to it. But she's obviously eating the food.
Yeah,
she's trying to act daft, but she's clever enough. Exactly, Jenny Lee. She is trying to act daft, but then act as though that she can represent herself. And the thing is, the judges picked up, I think, on all the snippets of her to show that she is smart enough to represent herself. I say she's got more about her than Darrell Brooks. I mean, the only thing Darrell Brooks had was subject matter jurisdiction. The only thing that ever came out of his mouth that made you think he might know what he's talking about for a minute. And then he started talking about, sovereign citizen. And then I just kind of thought, no, you've just undone all your hard work there, mate. So, let's carry on.
Apartment 3?
Yes, like he has like blood coming out of his mouth, and I don't know if like he had like an aneurysm or what happened.
Right, okay, all right, okay. So we're getting help out there too. All right, okay. Okay,
Right now?
Okay, yeah, man, listen, we're on our way out there. You're at 407-716-8684. Okay, is he hanging from somewhere or what, ma'am?
No, I pulled him out of the suitcase. I tried giving him CPR.
Okay, so he was in a suitcase?
Yes, and I fell asleep.
Okay, how old is the boyfriend, ma'am? 42-year-old male. All right. Okay, we're sending help out there. Sheriff's officer on the way out there?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry?
Yeah, okay. All right, listen to me. Okay, I just need to confirm this. All right, I just need to confirm this. Is he awake at all? Is he conscious at all?
No, he's purple.
Is he breathing?
No.
All right. I need you to get him on the floor, flat on his back for me, okay?
I did. I tried giving him CPR.
All right.
I tried giving him CPR.
Yeah, okay.
But nothing happened. He's purple.
Okay, listen to me. The defibrillator, I need you to get it for me, okay?
What is it?
Do you have an AED available?
No.
All right. You're right by him now.
I'm sorry?
Are you right by him now?
Yes.
Okay. Lay him flat on his. Okay, ma'am, listen. So listen, is he cold and stiff?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, he's not necessarily cold, but he's stiff.
Right. Okay. All right. Listen to me. Listen to me. I want you to lay him flat on his back for me on the floor.
I did.
Removing the pillows. Okay.
Yes, I did.
All right. Okay.
He's stiff and purple.
Right. Okay. Listen. Okay, man. That's fine. We're still going to do compressions on him. Okay. All right. Place the heel of your hand on his breastbone, right in the center of the chest, right between the nipples.
Yes.
Put your other hand on top of that hand.
Baby, I'm telling you. Just by looking at him, you can tell.
Okay.
Please. Okay, he just gurgled.
Okay. Listen to me. All right. I want you to place the heel of your hand. Okay, right between his chest, right between his breastbones.
Yes.
Put your other hand on top of that hand.
Yes.
We want to pump his chest to me hard and fast. Going to this twice per second.
I'm doing it again.
Okay, no, just keep on pumping. That's all you need to do for me. Keep on pumping his chest for me. I don't need you to stop and talk or anything. I just want you to count out loud for me, okay?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is nice.
Okay, ma'am, just keep on pumping his chest. That's all you need to do for me, okay?
Yes. Come on, please. Hurry up.
Okay, ma'am, they're driving here as fast as they can. Okay, don't stop to say hurry up. Just keep on pumping and counting.
I'm still doing it while I'm pumping you, okay?
Okay.
Still doing it.
All right, just continue pumping his chest. Count on a second count with you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Please hurry.
Okay, ma'am, they're getting there as fast as they can, okay?
He's stiff and he's purple.
Okay. Keep pumping his chest for me, ma'am.
I'm still doing it, okay? Still doing it. Just don't make me count.
Right, okay, that's fine. You did a good job. Just keep on doing it for me. That's all right. They're getting there as fast as they can, along with the sheriff's office also, okay?
Please.
Okay. Keep on pumping, ma'am. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep on pumping for me, ma'am.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Believe me, I'm doing it, okay? We were playing hide and seek.
Okay. All right, I understand. All right, just keep on pumping for me, okay? Okay.
Please hurry.
Right, okay.
Horrible. This is horrific. What happened? Like, what happened?
Okay, ma'am, just keep on pumping his chest for me, okay? They're in the parking lot. They should be up there shortly, okay?
I'm still doing it, okay?
All right, okay, good. And you found him in a suitcase, you said?
Yes. We were playing hide and seek last night. I fell asleep. I think they're here.
Right, just keep on pumping the chest until they take over, okay?
I am.
Okay.
I am.
Okay.
I am.
Okay.
Open. Come in. Can I stop pumping now?
Let them take over for you, okay?
When was the last time anybody saw him? Last night. We were playing hide and seek. He hit in the suitcase. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, he's been down too long. There's nothing we can record of him. Hello, ma'am.
And so we're there, obviously.
All right. Yeah, no, my boyfriend. Is your boyfriend? Okay. Is he any kind of medical? No. No, not that I know of. Hello?
Hey, ma'am, the firefighter's going to take care of you now, okay? Yes, so we'll see you there.
Alrighty. Hello, ma'am. Is still there? Hello?
On February 24th, 2020, there was a crisis at Sarah Boone's Winter Park, Florida home, prompting her to call 911.
My boyfriend is dead. My boyfriend and I were playing last night, and
The YouTube moves bloody quick into the next video.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hey.
It's interesting how, I mean, you kind of listen to it. It's very cold. It's very distant from the, situation. She's like, oh my God, he's dead, But like we said before, I don't think she maliciously meant to kill him or unalive him, I should say. I think that she was literally just blasted and had that anger, like you said, inside her, and she just went with it.
Yeah. And then she did that whole scream thing. When he made that noise, I'm just assuming that would be natural gases from.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
She probably wasn't expecting that noise and probably thought, fuck, he's alive.
Right.
And he's going to tell on me.
Right. I mean, it's really disappointing to see how humanity has become and how she had no problem to record him like that. Drunk or not, that's really bizarre. I've been drunk a few times in my life, and I don't remember ever doing something like that. I know I would recognize something bad.
I mean, listening to him saying, hey, I can't breathe. And you can tell he's pleading because he's even going as far as like, babe, I can't breathe. And you can hear, I almost feel I can hear him. Like,
yeah.
Not being able to breathe in there. And she's just like, it's my name, don't wear it out.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? And I feel like she has to try and be controlling.
She does. Well, did you see right before the video completely fully ended, it had another video that was the body cam of them having an incident. So you could kind of see their dynamic in that body cam.
Which one is it?
Well, it kind of popped up towards the end of that 911 call.
Oh, is this it might have been being covered by Court TV. There is body cam footage complete body cam footage of her when she calls the police. But I don't know if it's the one that you said. What I'll have to do is I'll have to properly look for it and then do like a separate one and do like a body cam one and add it in there. But I don't know, I think she thinks that she can get the empathy possibly from whoever, and the reality of it is that we can see through her.
Yeah.
And obviously, did she ever win that motion to get for the battered spouse thing, and that they were going to get someone in, weren't they?
I think I heard that, but I don't recall that going through.
No, because then the attorney abruptly ended their relationship. I mean, this, for those of you who don't know, we've not long been in here, this woman has gone through 8 attorneys. She can't keep attorneys. They've all had enough of her. And when that other one was putting all those motions through for that and fighting for the battered spouse and getting whoever they needed to be involved, I thought, oh, we're on a winner now. Like, they made progress, and then all of a sudden, no, he's done with her. And then the next one, done with her. It's like going through hot dinners with her, isn't it? Like, and I think she wants to control it, but she
Absolutely.
can't. She's not the attorney. They are. They're in charge.
And I'm sure the attorneys were like, you can't do that. We can't do that. We can't do that, because she wants to do all these weird things.
And not realizing that they're all probably not in her best interest either.
Well, I think that there was probably some that were trying to get her to just plead guilty. It's like, listen, there's a video.
Yeah.
If there wasn't a video, we could defend you more. We could have more to work with, but you have the actual video.
What did you think, Wicked? She's had a watch on the body cam footage. Oh, I don't know. This woman is something else. I will wait for her to comment, but while we're waiting, it's very fidgety. Wanting to go back in for a drink, complaining for a drink, being very demanding. Yeah, what is it with these people when they do these things? Just like the Bubble and Sweet killer. She kills her husband, and I know she's a little old lady and everything, but like all she's concerned about at this point, this is the one that was like, yeah, I did it. So what? Like, he deserved it. All she's concerned about was her coat. Because she's cold. Penelope Jackson is the one. Right, let me press play. So she's in court, and I think she's being respectful to the judge, but I think she's trying it on. But I think the judge is always going to be one step ahead of this woman. And
absolutely.
Because I think he knows or realises potentially if she gets her own way with this, then, or this goes through, she could say, well, I didn't choose self-representation. You made me do it. I didn't know what I was doing. And so he's being very, very, very careful, but clever.
Well, he did. She did say that. Hold on. I found it. Oh, that's not the one from, this is the full one. Do you have the one that the morning after the murder?
I have access to it. Yeah, I've got it ready to, not ready to go at the moment, but there's like a 14-minute or so video.
Yeah. See, that would be interesting to watch, because I've not seen that one.
Have you not? Let's finish this one. Then we'll put body cam the next day, the body cam.
Okay.
And then we've got the other one at the end there. But yeah, let's finish this one. Let's let I can speed this up, can't I? Because they're not fast speakers.
Oh yeah, no. Put it on 1.25 or something.
Yeah, that'll move them through quicker. Because she's talking relatively at a normal pace anyway, isn't she? Hang on 1 second. A lot of, because I think she's a VIP, yeah.
Is the defendant's motion for defendant's reasonable freedom and movement by allowing her to be unshackled, unhandcuffed, to function equally and comfortably while utilizing the courtroom that was hand filed with the court on August 5, 2024. Court has had the opportunity to review that motion and the law regarding restraints. State, do you have any positions at this time with regard to the defense's motion?
Your Honor, in speaking with courtroom security, we would oppose the motion, and we have Corporal Gavin Lowton available to supplement the court's knowledge on the issue.
Okay, so ma'am, we're going to have a hearing on your motion. The state will call the corporal. He will be inquired by the state as to some concerns that they may have, and you'll be given the opportunity to ask him questions or cross-examine him after the state's concluded asking any questions. Do you have any questions about that process?
Is that today?
That will be happening right now. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about that process?
I don't.
Okay, all right, let's go ahead and call your witness. State.
State will call Gavin Lowton.
Please swear or affirm the testimony you give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Sir, good morning. Can you state and spell your name for the record for me?
Gavin Alton, Gavin, LWTA.
All right, thank you. State, you may proceed.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
And what is it that you do for a living?
I work for the Illinois County Sheriff's Office as a deputy sheriff.
And to what area of the sheriff's office are you assigned?
Court security.
And how long have you worked that assignment?
Over 5 years now.
And tell us, what are some of your duties within that assignment?
I supervise the deputies in 2 felony courtrooms and 1 civil courtroom.
And are you familiar with the defendant in this particular case?
Just through research that I've done on her, I don't have any personal knowledge of the defendant.
And what, in regards to that research into the defendant, what is your position as the head of security regarding her request to be free from shackles?
I do not believe she should be free of shackles.
And why is it that you have come to that conclusion?
Based on her current charge of second degree murder, she also has previous domestic arrest for battery by strangulation. She has 3 separate incidents at the jail for non-compliance, where she was told to attend her court hearings or scheduled court hearings, and she refused to do so. And then even when the corrections officers told her she could be charged with contempt of court, she still refused to attend those hearings. Those kind of, when you combine all that, to me, it shows propensity for violence and not wanting to follow lawful commands and orders of law enforcement personnel.
What accommodations can be made in order to keep concealed the fact that she is shackled or restrained during trial?
So when the defendant is here, she would just be in leg restraints. She wouldn't have the belly chains. She wouldn't have handcuffs on. We modified the leg restraints by wrapping tape around the chains. So even if she's made motion or movement, it wouldn't make noise to the jury as to that she's got restraints on. She would be brought in and sat at the defense table prior to the jury coming in and being seated, so they wouldn't see her walking in with restraints on. And there's a panel in front of the defense table that prevents the jury from seeing that she's got leg restraints on.
You're right, I don't believe I have any further questions at this time.
Thank you. Ma'am, do you have any questions for Officer Logan?
I do.
Go ahead.
First off, in your inputs research that you've done on me, the domestic violence case that I was charged with, the felony with strangulation, was dropped. I don't know if you were aware of that in your research. Yes, so I was never charged with that. Also, what 3 hearings is it that I supposedly missed on what dates?
I have those here.
I've never missed a court date. In the almost 5 years that I've been here, I've never argued, I've never hesitated.
Objects to the form of the question, Your Honor.
I'm going to sustain the objection. Ma'am, you have to ask 1 fact per question.
Okay.
I'm prepared to give her the dates. Okay. On September 15, 2023, that was one of the times you refused to attend. October 16, 2023, and January 28, 2021.
And do you know what those were specifically for?
For court attendance, wherever you were scheduled for that day.
For a hearing or pretrial or withdrawal?
I don't know. This is just information from the jail where the corrections officer said you refused to attend your hearing.
So is that on record that I have supposedly refused these 3 dates to appear in
At the
court?
jail, yes.
Who is your contact, please? I've never missed a date.
This is the database that I got this information from.
Do you know when it was last updated?
I don't know.
Okay, so do you know how, I have never missed a court date to the present date. I don't know specifically what these 3 dates are for, in order for me to have supposedly denied going. Do you know the name of the officers for each one? You do? Please.
For September 15, 2023, it is Corrections Officer Portia Hines,
Could you spell her last name, please?
Hines.
And you said the date was 9/15/23?
Correct.
Okay,
And if you would like, I can read her comments in her report.
sure.
Approximately midnight, I informed inmate Boone, Sarah, that she was scheduled to appear in court today. Inmate Boone stated she did not want to attend court. I advised her that her absence would result in being held in contempt of court. Inmate Boone stated she understood and continued in her decision to refuse. Corporal L. Cameron was notified. This report is being generated for informational purposes.
But it doesn't say what it was that I supposedly refused.
To attend court. It doesn't say specifically what your hearing is.
Okay,
Second one, it'll be Officer Christy Green.
and what is this date for?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Which date is it that you're referencing?
That's going to be October 16, 2023.
Okay, and I'm sorry, the name?
Green, Greene.
And what was the first initial, please?
K.
Greene.
Yes.
10/16/23.
Yes.
Okay,
And the third one is January 28, 2021. And the officer is Jasmine Scribner. Scribner.
what are the comments, please, for Green?
Approximately 0300 hours, I advised inmate Boone, Sarah, that she was on schedule to attend downtown court. Inmate Boone stated she did not want to attend court. I informed inmate Boone that if she fails to attend, she could be held in contempt of court. Inmate Boone acknowledged she understood and continued with the decision to refuse to attend court. Corporal Ward at the Booking and Release Center, transport officer, was notified. All proper notations were made in the IMS.
Okay. And January 28?
Approximately 0334 hours, inmate Boone, Sarah, was advised she has downtown court and to start getting ready. Inmate Boone stated she did not want to attend court. I informed inmate Boone that she could be charged with contempt of court. Inmate Boone still refused to attend court. Corporal Hall and the Booking and Release Center transportation officer were notified of this incident. This report is being generated for informational purposes only.
And all of those comments were made on the day of that I supposedly refused.
I don't know when they entered that.
It doesn't state in their IMS, in their program?
It might, but I didn't take that information down.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how I know all 3 corporals and the sergeant, so I've never refused court. There's no reason for me to want to refuse court.
I'm going to object this to ask and answer.
I'm going to sustain the objection.
So the domestic violence, the original, was dropped. I was never charged with that.
Object is the relevance, Your Honor.
Overruled. You can answer the question, sir.
Okay. It was dropped. You were charged and arrested. I don't know why the state dropped it. It could be because both parties, based on the report that I read, did not want to cooperate. So they probably didn't have information to go forward with the charges. That does not mean that you didn't commit the act. It just meant the state felt that they didn't have a case that they could win.
What is your definition of probably did not cooperate? Was it a fact or you're just guessing?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to the question.
Objection sustained.
Both of the charges were dropped for Mr. Torres and for myself was because we did cooperate and there was not enough information. And we received documentation in the mail, both of us, for the reasons why it was dropped.
Your Honor, I'm going to object this to the form of the question. It's not a question, it's a statement.
Sustained.
Forgive me because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to provide my information for what it is that I'm being accused of. I don't know if I'm doing it the wrong way, apparently. So I don't know how I don't know the protocol for this. I'm just trying to answer my accusations.
I understand your position. I cannot tell you what to do. I cannot provide you any legal advice.
Okay, I'm just stating to the court that I'm doing my best with being educated in this situation. That is do I For the non-compliance, I need to speak to the corporals and the sergeant in order for that to be remedied. And then what about, do you need the documentation for the domestic charge that I was not charged with and it was dropped cooperatively?
I do know that the charges were dropped. I'm just saying that is in your history.
I understand, but I was never charged with it, correct?
You were charged with it. It was dropped. The charges were dropped.
But it is not on my record.
The rest is on your record.
But the charge for the domestic violence is not on my record.
No, you were never
Just
convicted.
ask and answer, Your Honor.
You were never convicted of domestic battery charge, but you were charged with it.
And the case was dropped.
Yes.
For the three supposed non-compliance that I have, I know that 2 of the officers are no longer with the Department of Corrections, Orange County Corrections Department. So I will need to speak to their supervisors in order for me to have, I guess, this remedy. Is it
Your
a,
Honor, I'm going to object to the form of the question. This is a statement question.
Objection sustained.
I guess I will provide information to you for the non-compliance occurrences that I'm being charged with.
Your Honor, again, I'm going to object as to, that's not a question, it's a statement.
The objection is sustained.
I know this is a lame question, but what does sustained mean?
That means the state's legal basis for you asking that question is correct, and the court will not permit you to ask that question
Thank you.
in the way that it may be asked.
What do I need to provide to you in order to have that remedied in order for me to be unhandcuffed?
Your Honor, again, I'm going to object as to the form of the question.
Whatever documentation, but I believe that the decision as to whether or not you'll be in restraints will be made today.
I understand that it can be made,
What's that?
the decision in order to be unhandcuffed.
Correct. I suppose if you have documentation say that this was all fabricated, then I wouldn't be able to use this.
Correct, as you telling me about the domestic violence. That cannot be used against me either.
It is still part of your history. I can bring it up.
Right, but just to clarify and conclude, I was not ever charged with that.
Again, I'm going to object as to ask and answer.
Sustained.
Okay, I will, do I provide this information to you?
You can provide it to the state.
Am I, in your opinion, a flight risk or detrimental to the courtroom and am a threat of any type of harm?
Based on what I've researched, I don't know you personally, but based on my research, I don't think it would be appropriate for you not to be in restraint.
Okay. And you're going solely off of what, the arrest affidavit? What is it that you're using to conclude due to this occurrence that was dropped, that I would not be able to be unrestrained?
Correct. Your arrest history, the information I read, all the research that I've done, that's where I'm basing my conclusion on.
But what specifically from that 2018 charge?
The fact that you were charged with battery by strangulation, which is a violent act, is one of the reasons why I've said that I do not believe it's appropriate for you not to be in restraints.
But it was never proven, correct, because it was dropped?
It was dropped, doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Okay. I'll be working on the others with the corporals and the sergeant for the supposed non-compliance. Thank you for the dates and the information.
You're welcome.
Ma'am, do you have any other questions?
Do I need to supply anything for the 2018 domestic violence occurrence that you are referencing and applying?
It's already been dropped. I'm just telling you what the history is.
And you can still apply it even though it's not been?
Correct. It's in your history.
Okay. Thank you for the information.
Any follow-up, Dave?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Anything else, Dave?
Nothing to say.
Okay. See Deputy Barnett here. Could you come up, sir?
Do you swear or affirm that you should give Shelby the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Sir, good afternoon, or good morning, rather. Can you state your full name and date of birth for the record for me?
name is Chad Burnett.
Not your date of birth. Sorry, could you spell your date of birth?
D-B-A-R-N-E-T-T.
And what are your duties and responsibilities here at the Orange County Courthouse?
I'm the Deputy Sheriff at the Orange County Courthouse. I work in courtrooms, I supervise squads, and I'm also in charge of training inside the courthouse.
Okay. Is there any training that's addressed with regard to other security measures other than shackles that may be provided for defendants?
Yes, we have an item called a stun cuff that is also used in the court.
Okay, could you step us through what a stun cuff is?
A stun cuff is an electronic device that's wireless. It's box secured to the leg. It has 50,000 volts and it's able to be remotely sparked from a distance.
How is it fixed or placed on a person?
It's dual strapped along the cab either way. It can be hidden in the bands and these abilities people walk around.
And who is in charge of operating that device?
It'll be an assigned officer that's been trained in the device.
And steps through the operation of how that device is utilized or operated by that officer.
The officer will show the device to the subject or the inmate or the defendant. It will be secured with 2 straps on the leg. There's a waiver to be signed prior to being used, explaining when it would be used, if it was needed to be used during court, violence, attempt to escape, any actions that lead to that level of to use the device. It's a 2-step process, so there is no way for it to accidentally be set off. It has to be hit 2 separate buttons so there's no accidents. If it had to be used, it would cause a shock to the location on the path, causing great amount of pain, causing the defendant most likely to fall to the ground, and we could secure and take care of the situation.
Are there any other protocols or standard operating procedures regarding the use of the stun belt, other than what you've already identified?
Just to follow the response to resistance policy.
Okay, and can you explain the response to resistance policy?
We have a level of response to resistance depending on what an individual does to what we would do. So if she was attempt to escape or fight, we would use it to match that level of resistance.
What is the level of resistance whereby which the stun belt would be deployed or utilized?
At this moment, it's at a level 3.
And what is a level 3?
3 would be failure to follow directions and stuff like that. If he has to get up and move or not, or follow the lawful order, we could use it. Most likely in the courtroom, we would use it probably at a 4 level. That is pretty much fighting, escaping, attacking another person.
Okay. State, do you have any questions to Deputy Burnett?
No, sir.
Ma'am, do you have any questions for Deputy Burnett?
I do, please.
Go ahead.
Tell me, what is the title of this?
Stun cuff.
Cuff. And you said this was applied on the calf or the ankle?
Yeah, the Achilles tendon area.
And is this something that does it need extensive preparation, or is it something that can just be put on coming and going from the courtroom?
We would place it on you before the court starts. We would take it off as court every time we exit the courtroom. It takes a few moments besides signing the waiver and securing it.
And it's a one-time waiver?
Each day you have to resign the waiver.
Okay, and so there's no limit to how many times it can be put on and taken off, put on, taken off?
No.
And it's a very simple process to apply?
Yes.
And remove?
Yes.
Thank you.
Any follow-up?
No, thanks, Dave. All right.
Sorry. Would I have my hands free, correct?
Yes, you would have your hands free either way. If you were wearing a leg iron, your hands would be completely free. It's not the same thing.
And then I would be able to walk?
You will be able to walk with the stun cuff freely, yes.
So hands free and able to walk?
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other follow-up, State?
No, Your Honor.
Can Mr. Barnett or Sergeant Barnett be released?
Yes.
Ma'am, can he be released?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, sir. State, any argument, any further witnesses, evidence, or testimony with regard to the defendant's chapel motion?
No, Your Honor.
Ma'am, do you have any other things that you would like to tell the court with regard to your motion?
I don't understand what Sergeant Burnett was that you all providing me an option?
There is Florida Supreme Court case law addressing reasonable measures for movement by a defendant in the courtroom.
So that is an option?
Yes.
Okay. Do I need to supply the information in regards to the supposed pre-non-compliance before that can actually be made an actual option?
I cannot answer that question because that would be me providing you legal advice as to what you could, can, or should do, and I cannot do that.
Would I be able to be unrestrained with that information?
I think that would come down to the argument of yourself and from the state as to what the local court has to consider with regard to your requests and your motion and what the law is in the state of Florida.
If I may make it clear also, I'm simply just asking to be unhandcuffed so I can write and move properly. I'm not trying to move maneuver the courtroom and so on and so forth. I simply just am asking to sit here being unhandcuffed so I can write without taking skin off of my wrist and being extremely uncomfortable.
Okay, ma'am, thank you for that clarification, because when I read your motion, you asked to be unshackled, to have freedom of movement. And I interpreted that as you wanted to move as everybody else may be able to move in this courtroom, as Mr. Cacciatore has moved around, how other persons have moved around. And it wasn't only limited to your hands. I thought it meant to your entire person based on what it is that you were seeking in your motion. So just for the purposes of my own clarification, is your motion only seeking to have your hands not bound so that you can move your hands, but otherwise shackles that may be on your legs would continue to stay there?
Right, I don't currently have shackles, but I don't know what is in regards to trial procedure. And in regards for you not having a clarification of me just wanting to be unhandcuffed, is it my responsibility, or I don't know if you can answer this, but you don't ask questions, which is what got me in this predicament from the get-go of having no counsel, because no questions were ever asked to me. Just for the majority of my motions and letters and so on that I have supplied the court for more information to try to intervene and help, it's just gotten me into hotter water and no counsel and still restrained. So is it something that I need to specifically clarify going forward, or is it something that you have the ability to ask me questions so you have a better understanding?
Generally, I don't know that I can answer that question because it may call for me providing you legal advice. If I'm asking questions, it's because I'm trying to clarify things from my understanding. I cannot ask questions on your behalf. I cannot ask questions for you. I cannot assist you in any process, be it this hearing or at trial.
Right. Yes, I understand. I wasn't asking for assistance. I was just trying to understand. But you not asking questions in regards to my motion about being unhandcuffed and unshackled simply meant just my handcuffs.
Ma'am, I review your motion to be unshackled, unhandcuffed, and allowed reasonable freedom to movement and functioning accordingly, equally, and comfortably while utilizing the courtroom. All normal movement of the defendant's hands as a whole freely, properly, successfully accomplish any task that is needed. Asking to be unshackled and unhandcuffed, the defendant is simply requesting equal, comfortable, functional movement to achieve advancement in her forfeited right to counsel by the court, which will greatly enhance the productivity and progress for the defendant and the completion of her defense in her criminal case in preparation for trial. Your wherefore clause specifically asks to be unshackled, unhandcuffed, and allowed reasonably free in movement to function equally, accordingly, and comfortably in the courtroom. I took that as you wanted to move around. You did not want to be shackled, which would be your legs as well, and you did not want to have handcuffs. If you're telling me now that all you're asking is your hands to be free, that's respectfully not what your motion says over and over and over again, as I just read. So if you would like to clarify before me now at this time, you can, as to what it is that you're asking of me.
Yes, handcuffed. I would like to have these handcuffs removed from my wrists.
Okay.
In regards to the unshackled, I know at some point I would have to maneuver, I'm guessing, in the courtroom for trial. So I didn't want to have to wait last moment to have to do another motion to be unshackled if that's what my option is, because I don't know. So I was just trying to be transparent prior so you would know what it was that I was hopefully expecting. But first, it's just handcuffs means unhandcuffed. And if for trial I have to be shackled, to be unshackled.
Okay, and when you say unshackled, what do you mean by that? Just so that we're all on the same field.
Shackled, as far as my understanding is from being shackled, means that I have this along with my waist, along with my ankles. So unhandcuffed is simply for the hands and the wrists, and then unshackled would be for my ankles and for the feet.
And is that what you were seeking for trial purposes?
I didn't know if I was going to be shackled or not. So again, that was why I was trying to be transparent and up forward by doing so now to make the court aware that that would be a request of mine at the time.
Okay, all right. So you would be seeking to be unshackled, no leg restraints, no arm restraints at trial, right?
Please.
Okay. Would you also be asking of the court to move around the courtroom when trial would take place?
I'm not sure if this is considered legal advice, but I don't know. I know from seeing other trials, the state and the defense, they maneuver the courtroom in front of the jury, so on and so forth, and they hand things back and forth. I would have to have other movement other than me sitting here. So yes, I would have very limited, reasonable movement in the courtroom for trial, yes.
Is there anything else, ma'am, that you would like to tell me with regard to what you're seeking in your motion to be hands-free, for lack of a better word, during any hearings that we may have, and then to be hands-free, unshackled with your legs, and to have movement in the courtroom during the course of the trial? Is there anything else that you'd like to tell me about those requests?
I don't know if you've been able to see my difficulty with just simply trying to take notes. Yes, very much I would like to be unhandcuffed, just to sit here and be in attendance of my hearings, conferences, whatever it is. For the trial, when the time comes for any limited movement that I would have, the stun cuff, I would sign a waiver now, just whatever it is that I can do in order to enable myself to be able to have the same comfortable atmosphere and movement and equal opportunities just as everyone else.
Thank you. Anything else you'd like to tell me now?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. State any argument.
Your Honor, you've heard the Sheriff's Office position. They're in charge of courtroom security. They presented basically their position that she should not be unshackled, but you've also heard from Deputy Barnett who explained the options that are available to the court. Our position is if you do not allow her freedom of movement with the stun cuff, then today is probably the best day to start talking about the logistics of how we're going to do this trial so it does not create the inference that she is an inmate. Does that mean the state will be sitting at a counsel table to question witnesses? How are we going to go about getting back and forth to the clerk and to the witness to present exhibits if she is not going to be able to do the same with shackles? So we just want to bring everything to the court's attention so we can get it all settled today.
I agree, which is the purpose of why we wanted to set it for today, to address all those circumstances and again, think ahead. Ma'am, do you have any closing remarks or arguments that you'd like to make to the court about your desires to be unhandcuffed, unshackled, and or utilize the stun cuff?
I believe that it's unfair that you, number one, want me to represent myself, and number two, you would like me to represent myself while being handcuffed, to be able to progressively and actively participate properly in the same as others with just simply being able to write notes. At some point, I'm sure I will be bringing things with me to court that I need to reach for, to open, to pass normal functions in a body as a whole with the same equal level as anyone in the courtroom would have in order for myself to be able to do the same and function fairly and appropriately. I don't know if this is legal advice or not, but in a trial, are you able to tell me are defendants shackled, or is this something that I don't even need to worry about because they're not even shackled?
Typically, ma'am, the defendants have leg shackles that, as Deputy already identified, Deputy Lowen identified, they're wrapped so that they're muffled so that they don't jingle jangle or bring any noise attention. The privacy panels located in front of defense counsel's table would prohibit the jury from seeing those. Their hands are free, but the legs are in restraints.
Thank you. Yes, I very much would like to be unhandcuffed just to simply take notes and function normally and equally just for hearings and so on and so forth, which we have a lot scheduled futuristically. And then when trial comes about, either way with trial and or hearings, the stun cuff, I am readily awaiting for that to be an option and to apply as soon as possible. Whatever it is and however it is that I need to, just to at least just have these removed.
Okay, got it. Any closing remarks, Mr. J?
No, just address all the concerns, which is the court's plan.
Got it. All right, thank you very much. I think the Florida Supreme Court has given us the guidance specifically for a case just like this in Weaver versus State, 894 Southern 2nd, 178 by the Florida Supreme Court in 2004. In that case, there was a pro se defendant who was representing themselves who had been charged with first-degree murder, and there was no prior history of violent courtroom outbursts. The defendant in that case was representing themselves, and there was some concerns as to being allowed to move around the courtroom during trial may present some safety hazards. The court identified as there would be, in our case, potential sidebars, access to witnesses, evidence, jurors, etc. And that in that case, Weaver's pro se status meant that he would be moving about the courtroom in close proximity to the judge, jurors, prosecutors, witnesses, and potential firearm evidence. This closer proximity to various trial participants arguably raises greater safety concerns than a defendant who is represented by counsel and has no legitimate reason to wander beyond the defense table. Given those circumstances in which a defendant is charged with first-degree murder was representing himself and moving about the courtroom in close proximity to trial exhibits, especially adverse witnesses, the trial court did not abuse its discretion, even though Weaver had no prior history of violent courtroom behavior. In the Weaver case, the Florida Supreme Court found that the trial court's utilization of a stun belt was not so prejudicial when measured against the other alternative forms of restraint, and whether those alternatives were less prejudicial or viable. There was virtually no alternative to a stun gun, given the visibility of other restraints and the security concerns posed by Weaver's pro se status in that case. It is clear as a matter of Florida law that a criminal defendant's right to be free of physical restraints is not absolute, and that under the circumstances in the Weaver case, the decision to employ a stun belt constitutes a rational exercise of the trial court's discretion that was reasonably necessary to ensure order and safety in the courtroom, and especially in light of the defendant's pro se status. In that case, we have firearm. It was first-degree murder. Here we have second-degree murder. The incidents identified by Officer Lotan as to non-compliance in jail for purportedly refusing to return to show up in court, and the charge itself The charge itself has some level of concern because it is a second-degree murder, but I don't see how where we are right now is not on all fours with Weaver, especially coupled with Ms. Boone's acquiescence to utilizing the stun cuff and saying she'd sign the waiver today. She doesn't have to. You'll have to sign the waiver when we get to trial. So unless I hear anything alternatively from the state, the courts would grant the motion that she would be unhandcuffed for any hearing we have moving forward. Instead of her position in the box, we would probably have her seated at counsel's table, unless I hear an objection from the state as to that. We'll address motions first. State, any position with regard to being unshackled and B, being seated at counsel's table for any motions moving forward?
No, we defer to the court and the sheriff's office, who's in charge of security. Our concerns are just making sure that she's given a fair trial and fashioning a remedy that is a fair presentation for the jury to observe.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right, so now the court's going to grant your motion, and then you will be unhandcuffed for every hearing moving forward. And instead of being in the jury box, you'll be seated at counsel's table. Okay, you may still have your leg restraints on, but you'll be hands-free. For the purposes of trial, in accordance with Florida Supreme Court decision in Weaver, you will be hands-free and you will not be shackled with legs. But the stun cuff, as identified by Sergeant Barnett, will be affixed to you, and you'll have to sign that waiver. Do you have any questions for me, ma'am?
For sitting here in the counsel's table, you also said that I would be shackled. I'm not shackled now. Will I be shackled then?
My understanding is that you were. If you're not, the only thing you have is your handcuffs.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. If that's the case, then you'll be seated at counsel's table with that, as you are without your hand restraints.
Okay, so I would be unbound.
Correct.
Yes, thank you.
All right. The other item I have on, yes, sir.
I think the sheriff's office is looking for clarification, and I think I am too.
Okay.
I think the situation is because she has handcuffs on now, she doesn't have leg restraints, but for hearings, when her hands are unrestrained, her legs would be restrained.
Okay, I'm getting a thumbs up from the deputy in the back if that's the case. Is that the standard operating procedure, Deputy Logan? Okay, so ma'am, so I'll clarify my order. For the purposes of any hearings, you'll be hands-free, but you will have leg restraints.
Yes.
That's not going to affect any fairness or impartiality because it's just you and me and the state, and no jurors will see that. Yes, sir.
Also, Judge, when she's being transported from the jail, she is going to be fully handcuffed with belly chains and all that. We can take those off
in advance.
Up here.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm just worried about the fairness here in the courtroom, especially when we bring in a jury panel. Okay, and for the purposes of trial, ma'am, you'll have no leg restraints, no hand restraints, your hands free, legs free, but you will have the stun cuff affixed to your leg. As identified by Sergeant Barnett, you're going to have to sign that waiver every day, okay?
Of course, and if I may, if anyone knows, the stun cuff, does it go over clothing or does it have to
It is under your clothing, as Sergeant Barnett identified. I have a representative from the Public Defender's Office who I've asked to be here. She's going to have a conversation with you, ma'am, after our hearing, so she can facilitate clothing for you, including pants that would prohibit the jury from viewing that device on your legs.
Yes.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Does that clarify for you, State?
Yes, I just saw them and I thought that I saw the confusion based on my experience and how it's done. Okay, we cleared it up.
Thank you. Now, ma'am, that doesn't mean that you're going to be able to wander wherever you want in the courtroom. There's going to be spots where you're going to be able to go to. You're not going to be able to walk all the way up to witnesses. You're not going to be able to walk everywhere that you want. There's going to be places that you're going to have to go to. When we get closer to trial, we'll address the box, for lack of a better word, for where you'd be able to go and not go. And I'm going to give the same limitations to the state. Okay?
I understand.
All right. Are you okay with addressing that later, Counselor?
Yeah, I mean, what I would envision is if she needs an exhibit brought to witness, I have no problem getting up and doing that for her.
I was going to, either you could do it or I was going to have the deputies do it. So, ma'am, I envision that because you're going to be able to move about freely and our jurors are not going to know that you have any restraints on you and they're not going to be able to see the stun cuff, you can conduct any questions or statements or arguments from where you would like to be in the courtroom, either at counsel's table or at the podium here for you. If you need to approach a witness or you need to provide evidence to someone, I'm going to ask you and the state to both provide that information or that document to one of the deputies, and they'll be able to approach the witness for you, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Do you have any questions about the court's ruling or the procedures for you having movement throughout the courtroom during the course of our trial?
No, I understand, and you said that it would be clarified greater once we get closer to that date. But I would like to ask, please, when the time does come for any exhibits or anything to be handed to jurors, yourself, or anyone in the courtroom, is it an option for the state or a deputy, or is it specifically whoever's the closest and can do it faster?
So what I'm going to do, ma'am, is I've spoken with the sheriff's office. I'm going to endeavor to have additional security in the office or in the courtroom so that there will be a deputy for basically your disposal, basically closer to you. So if you have a document that you want to bring to a witness's attention or ask them questions about it, you can hand it to that dedicated deputy for you, ma'am.
Yes, that is my preference, please. Thank you.
That's what I'm endeavoring to try to do for you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions about the ruling?
No, sir.
Okay, so your motion is granted for the reasons stated on the record. State anything to clarify?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, the last issue that I had on my list this morning was the scheduling order and notice of hearings that the court entered on August 5 required the jail to provide the every Monday at 9 a.m. commencing August 12, 2024, a representative from the Orange County Jail shall email to my judicial assistant, email provided in the order, all notebook entries from IMS from the prior week, Monday through Sunday, for every issuance of the laptop and USB device is issued to the defendant. I'm simply changing that to close of business from 9 a.m. to close of business at 5 p.m. And that will be hand delivered to Ms. Boone and e-filed to the state today. Is there anything else, state, that we need to address?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Ma'am, is there anything else that you'd like to bring to my attention?
Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am.
In regards to the status report you were just speaking about regarding them providing me with a laptop each day, what is your definition of entries?
The protocol, ma'am, that was read to you, that you were given a hard copy of Monday, and was also mailed to you on, I believe, the 30th, at the appropriate PO box for legal mail. The protocol identifies entries that are in the information management system at the jail for when the laptop is released to you and then returned.
Okay, so it's simply just an entry by the officer stating that they gave it to me and it was returned.
I'm making that assumption. I'm just relying on what is in the protocol.
Okay, and my concern was they're not stating what it was that I looked at for how long and
I don't know that they're going to record that information on the protocol, ma'am. It's just simply when it's checked out and returned under the protocol.
Yes, thank you for that clarification. And then also for the notice of the expected evidence and witnesses at the trial, we didn't discuss the physical evidence. And I know that that was something pending in regards to the media being.
The physical evidence, we're set to review that here in court on September 3rd at 9 o'clock in the morning. And that was identified in the order from the 5th, ma'am, which you said that you got a copy of through the mail. That's in paragraph 5. The state's physical evidence will be reviewed with the state and the defendant on September 3, 2024 at 9 a.m. at courtroom 12A, Orange County Courthouse, and the address of the courthouse. So the physical evidence will be reviewed at that point in time.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand. My question though was, are you still trying to decide or research having the media?
Yes, ma'am. I pulled the case law on it. I need to review that case law to see if an evidentiary hearing is required. I know that we have a hearing that we had set for August 14th, which was to address a couple of other issues, specifically your motion to receive the hard copy documents. We no longer need that hearing on August 14th at 1:30 because the jail has confirmed that they have space and Mr. Lane's taking care of that today. But I do want to utilize that hearing for, I still want to utilize that hearing since we've carved it out. So at that hearing, we can address the media issue based on the court's review of the case law and determine if we have to have an evidentiary hearing, we can have an evidentiary hearing at that time. And also we can utilize that as a status as to your review, ma'am, of the digital evidence and to confirm that you've had the opportunity to review it. You don't have to finalize it, but just to see where you are in reviewing that digital evidence that the state may be seeking to introduce in that trial.
This is for the 14th?
That's correct, ma'am.
And what is the time, please?
1:30 in the afternoon.
Okay, and for the case law that you are researching and referencing, are we able to have a copy of it prior?
Sure. I don't see any problems with the Miami Herald decision. I don't know the citation off the top of my head, but I don't have a problem.
I have no problem. I'm familiar with the case.
Sure. Ma'am, what I'll do is I'm going to prepare another order. I'll be able to hand deliver you the one today, changing the Orange County Jail, providing the notebook entries from 9 a.m. to close of business. I can hand deliver that to you today. But in the order that I mail to you, ma'am, I'll provide the case law with regard to the your privacy and media concerns.
Yes, thank you.
And that will be heard on August 14th at 1:30, in addition to status on the digital. Now, ma'am, based on the scheduling order that the court entered back on August 5, you have 14 days from today, absent of showing a good cause, to extend any deadlines to provide your objections in writing to that evidence.
Forgive me, it's objections for the evidence
The
from
digital
the
evidence.
state
The digital evidence only.
of the 2 USB drives from Mr. Lane?
No, ma'am. The USB drive that Mr. Lane's going to be providing to the jail today that has those 9 items identified in this notice of expected evidence that you were provided today.
14 days, and I have to write objections?
That is correct. So your objections to the digital discovery will be due no later than August 23rd. And I will put this all in order for you as well, ma'am.
Thank you.
I believe that addresses all of the court's matters that were teed up for today. State, do you have anything else?
No.
Ma'am, is there anything else?
I do have this. I made a copy of it for you that I supplied to Captain Di Giovanni upon her return, knowing what I'm requesting. I don't know if I'm able to tell you, but it is a basic laptop. I have no internet and I have no phone. I'm trying to utilize the classroom that is in our dorm. I'm trying to have access to a phone. The USB drives, how they're being handled, I feel very uncomfortable with, as I referenced to you prior. They're being taken out of the bags, and then paperwork is being removed from those bags, like the protocol security paperwork that I needed to reference, and then they're resealing the bags. The other day, one of the officers took the USB drives upon herself to remove from the bags herself, and then just handed me both the USB drives. I don't know where they go. I don't know who controls them. I don't know how they're stored. And one of my requests was to keep it at my bunk in my locked drawer, along with, of course, the internet. If I could be supplied earphones and headphones for listening, and a word program, just simply to be able to type motions and letters and anything that needs to be documented or recorded. It is simply a basic laptop in order for me to view my USB drives, and just, as I stated earlier to you, some of the parts of the USB drives cannot be viewed, which I will discuss with Mr. Lane tomorrow when I visit with him.
Ma'am, you could give your letter to the deputy. We will file that in the court file. Part of the reason we had set the August 14th hearing on your motion for the hard copy discovery was that Captain Di Giovanni was returning on August the 12th from a vacation, and we were endeavoring to have a representative from jail or herself be here for that hearing. So in addition to a status as to your review of the digital evidence, a hearing on immediate request or prevent media from being at the September 3rd discovery viewing hearing will address your concerns as identified in this letter, and have a representative from the jail, be it Captain Di Giovanni or someone else, here to address those concerns.
Thank you. And if I may say one last thing, please, in regards to the media being a part of my discovery hearing, I am highly opposed to it.
What are you highly opposed to?
That is, I know that I have a lot of my case details that are already online. For me to be recorded, inspecting and testing and photographing, I believe that is my business only, and one bit of privacy that I should be able to maintain, especially being in the courtroom doing so.
You're talking about the September 3rd evidence, right?
For the media?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay. Again, ma'am, we're going to have that hearing on the 14th.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Any other questions, ma'am?
No.
Okay. I will see you all on August 14th at 1:30. Oh, thank you. Ma'am, as the attorney from the Justice Administration Commission had identified, he has provided the court via email the pro se packet. I have a hard copy for you, and I'm going to have Ms. Barrios also send you a copy by way of mail. It was already mailed. Okay, we're going to mail you a copy as well, ma'am. Today, I'm going to give this to the deputy to provide to you. This is the pro se packet that the JAC attorney made reference to on our hearing on August 5.
Yes, thank you. And then also the public defender's office, you said, would be meeting me downstairs?
They're going to be meeting you momentarily. Be that right here or downstairs, I'm not sure. But they will be meeting you to discuss that. Okay, thank you, Ms. Click. All right, any other questions, Dave? No, Your Honor. Any other questions, ma'am?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we'll see you on August 14th at 1:30. We'll return this to the Orange County Jail. Thank you.
Judge be like, quick, escape before she says anything else. I need to get out of here. Please don't tell me. I kind of feel that he repeatedly tells her a lot of stuff, and then she's like, nobody tells me anything.
Well, she's not listening. She's definitely, like pretend judge said, she just listens to respond. You know, she's not actually understanding.
Is she not understanding, or is she choosing to?
Not understanding. I mean, not caring. It's almost like a lackadaisical type of, as soon as someone says something, she blacks out, you know. But I don't think it's not like she doesn't know. She's being told. She understands. And then she's like, I don't understand.
I still want to know why she gets pink handcuffs. If anyone knows the answer to that, let us know.
I know, that's not fair. I don't see other people in that pink.
I know, it's a cool pink as well.
Yeah.
It's like, I understand why they're pink. I honestly don't. I mean, we were talking about Darrell Brooks, weren't we? Like, and he was allowed to not freely walk around the courtroom, but he was allowed to. Well, the judge insisted that he was basically, in the civvy attire, because that's one thing that she was like, you need to be in civvy attire. We're going to have you not cuffed because we don't want the jurors to see that you are a prisoner.
Right.
And so that shouldn't you? I mean, in most cases, that is the case, isn't it? When people are self-representing, even if they're not representing themselves, they are often, they have the choice, but they prefer them to come in normal clothes. What do they call them? Not civil clothes, but like
professional attire or business attire.
Yeah, just not like, not in the scrub clothes that they have, but
right
so that those jurors that are in there don't know that they are being that they are in custody, so that they don't have that vibe. Street clothes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, street clothes. It's a right for Americans in our laws that we're able to do that.
I mean, it's going to be pretty obvious, isn't it, in most cases like this one, that she's going to be in custody. And I'm not being funny. Leading up to the trial, we're seeing all of this. So potential jurors that see this will know she's in custody.
Right.
I don't think she poses a threat to the court, but I could be wrong. But I honestly don't think she's the type that's going to go crazy in the courtroom and start lashing out physically on people.
Ugh.
Never plans. She's sly, I think.
Yeah.
With her, nobody tells me these things. And I'm not understanding what you're telling me. I feel she's trying to pave the way for a mistrial down the line, so that when it comes to it, she can say, well, I kept telling you. I didn't know what I was doing. And you made me represent myself.
You made me do this. He told me I had to do this. Well, and that's going to be, debated as well, though, because everybody else is going to be like, hello, you had 8 attorneys that you blew through. Yeah. That doesn't, we gave you those chances. How many chances are we supposed to give to someone like that?
Because every time a new attorney comes in as well, they have to go through all the case again, don't they?
Yes.
Unless they've been following the trial.
Well, I think that what I saw was the standby attorney, the one that is kind of like there to, I don't know, they're not there to represent her, but I did hear that he can step in. He would be probably the next person so he is trying to get, they're getting familiar with it, because whether or not she wants to do pro se, they still need somebody who knows the law to be around somewhere.
Because he's very much, and that's what Judge Dorrow was like with Darrell. I can't give you legal advice. When you said that you wanted to represent yourself, I explained everything that entailed, and you still wish to proceed. So I can't give you legal advice. Even though in that trial, the prosecution tried to help him in some aspects of that case, didn't they? Like, oh well, we will summon witnesses for you and do all these different things. And I'm not getting the feeling that the prosecution are willing to help her in this whatsoever. So she really is on her jack.
Yeah. I mean, you could, it's kind of like a similar thing to The Boy Who Cried Wolf, right? They cry all the time, and finally when it's real, no one's going to come. And that's kind of where they're at, of she had so many chances and having attorneys, and the prosecution probably tried to work with her a lot. And it's like, eventually, you know what? We're done. And now she's going to cry, oh my God, I really don't know what I'm doing. And, and they're not going to come running to help her.
Pretend judge. I think she should wear MC Hammer pants, so when she gets shot, it'll look like she's dancing. We can cue up Kenta. She's you can just see it, can't you?
Yeah.
I don't think she will, to be honest. I don't think she's going to kick off or anything. I'd have been more concerned about someone like Daryl Brooks. I mean, he's an aggressive man. He beat his ex. He ran over all those people.
I felt that judge was way too, I don't know, patient. I think there were a few times I was like, that's it. Tell him that's it. You're done.
Yeah, and I was a bit like that watching that trial, and then I started to learn the reasons behind it. And it was so he couldn't go for a mistrial, or any reason to appeal anything. So I think in the end she was the right judge for him, because he's got nothing to come back on. Nothing.
Yeah.
Grounds. Yeah, we all remember the famous words: grounds, subject matter, jurisdiction, objection. The best one. I mean, how many people get to go and be in custody and go with their trial, get put in time out, and then take their top off? And then sit on the table with their top off. And it's just, I mean, he didn't help himself with the jurors. And she even tried to protect him from that as much as possible.
Remember when he was yelling at them?
Yeah.
They were like, okay.
I just love it when she's like, yeah. Right, this is what's happening. I'm leaving the room until you've calmed down, sir. And then she'd leave the room. And I don't think you like that in a woman. I'm leaving the room now so you can shut up.
Right.
Yeah, the dancing grannies. And the little one that lost their life. I mean, them poor dancing grannies.
I don't know what those are.
They were in the parade. Their group was called the Dancing Grannies, and ran straight into them.
Interesting.
And obviously, he took the life of a child as well.
Oh my God!
Yeah. And he's paying the price now, isn't he? He's never coming out. I bet he hates that judge. Not only did she walk out on me, she shut me up. She timed me out. Killed 4 from the dancing grannies.
Wow.
When he did that. Yeah. He just didn't care. He could have gone he could have stopped. He didn't. He just continued to play. I mean, there was never a day that was dull in that courtroom. And I don't think there's going to be a dull day in this when it actually comes down to her being in court. I think it's going to be quite interesting. Although, on the opposite side of that, it could turn out to be painful, because she's the type, as I said, you don't want to be asking Sarah Boone if she's got any other questions, because she's always got bloody questions. She's that when you're in a lecture and you're packing your stuff up and the lecture's like, anyone else got any more questions? And you're thinking, please, no. So I want to get out of here on time as a minimum. And there's that one person every time that always has a damn question that keeps you there another 15 minutes while that's her.
I'm like chuckling because that's kind of me. It's like if there's something that I really wanted answered and I didn't get a chance to, and then at the end they're like, any questions? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
you put that, I was like, oh my God, that's me. But I don't ask the same questions over and over and over again. And that's what she does, is she really harps on that one, whatever subject. And the judge even said, he even tells her, we're done, we're over that. I don't know if he did it in this one, but I think it's the other hearing.
I agree, pretend judge. She does. It's like she fixates and then she can't stop, and she tries to ask it in a different way, but she's not so successful in that. And I don't know with this woman. I mean, I've waited all my life for this, but I could regret it. I could regret it when it actually goes to trial.
I feel like it's going to take forever.
I don't think the judge is moving on his date, though. I think October is...
I know, but I feel like the hearing is just going to be a mess. A zoo. Because she's just nuts.
But we can sit there and be there for this mess. And just think, well, when you left your boyfriend in the suitcase, you deserve everything that's fallen out around you right now. So, and all the mess that you've done with all of these attorneys that you've bloody messed around with and stuff, it's like, you can't have your pudding and your cake and your ice cream and eat it all. You've done wrong, and now you're paying the price. But I do feel like in the moments where she looks like she's got some clarity, she probably could represent herself quite effectively if she stops playing stupid.
Yeah, and we know she's only doing that because she wants more time. She wants another attorney to be her secretary. That's all she wants. She wants an attorney that's going to be her secretary.
Yeah.
Her, assistant, not her just being defended by someone who she has to trust has been in this business for a long time, or in the law.
I mean, poor Pat, she gave her loads of time, and she knew what she was doing. How could all her attorneys be wrong in what they were doing?
They're not. It's the common denominator is her.
Sarah.
It's her. She's got a lot of issues, and she's definitely got a personality disorder somewhere. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not diagnosing or anything. It's just the way that her pattern of behavior has been. Even watching the other body cam from, I think it was 2019, that she had to call the police and there was like this big fight and everything. It's just something about her. There's
something about Sarah.
Something about Sarah. Something about Sarah.
Instead of that film, there's something about Mary. It's something
about
Sarah.
There's something about Sarah. This one's twisted, though.
Fucking twisted, all right. She is a mess, honestly. Yeah, I mean, she's had her chances, hasn't she? And she's messed them up big time with the judges. I haven't been back out drunk in years, but I remember that the first thing you do is you check your phone. You check your phone. You don't play hide and seek and lock your boyfriend. I mean, I know when we've all had a drink or 10, And I don't ever recall thinking it would have ever been a good idea to put someone in a suitcase and lock it so they can't get out of it. I mean,
yeah, many people wouldn't do that. People that are like her, that they're not aware of their surroundings. They don't look at people as people. And I mean, he may very well have been a cheater and maybe choked her or whatnot, but that doesn't make it all right. You leave, you try to get away, or you stay with them and you become a victim and be a victim all your life.
It's a bit like Gypsy Rose, isn't it?
Yeah.
She could have just walked away and left, but no, she didn't want to do that. No, she wanted to make sure that her mother never saw the light of day again, and in the most brutal way. She could walk. She was 23 when she killed her mum, even though she looked about 12. And that's what some of these people do. They play the victim. The only thing the difference between her and Gypsy Rose is that Gypsy Rose is just talking shit out of her ass every time she opens it, because we get a different version of the events every time we hear, she opens her mouth, or, something that's going on in her life currently, and there's no truth to it, and then the truth out, and then it shows her to be lying. And so that is the difference. I mean, we've got like two murderers. One is a compulsive liar. This one is sticking to the story. I haven't really heard her change the story. She's not diverted from that. But I mean, Gypsy had about 5 versions of what happened to her in that police interview she did. Sarah did stick to the same story.
Yeah.
And yeah, we don't hear the other side because we don't get to hear Dee Dee's side of the story. We don't get to hear George's side. Is he George or Jorge? Because some people call him Jorge. Some people call him George.
It's Jorge, but he went by George. So, yeah. But Jorge is George in Spanish.
So you can't get it wrong whichever way around you say it.
Right. But he did go by George. So people called him George.
But yeah, it would be interesting. Like, that's the sad thing, isn't it? Not getting their side of the story. And they're only going to tell the side that they want, that has the least consequences attached to what they're putting out there.
Yeah, and there are good ways. When a story is true, it flows. And when there's a crumple, or some kind of block in between the story, and it's not flowing and it's kind of constricted, then they're keeping stuff out. There's something that they're refusing to divulge.
Yeah, they're not
because they know it would make them look bad. And people do that all the time because they want to diminish what their responsibility was. It's a self-preservation thing.
Yeah, and it's, if they can make it sound as not as bad as it actually was, that whatever consequences, if they ever have to face them and they can't get away with it, because initially I think they all try and think they can probably get away with it. Then when they realise they can't, they kind of have to try and keep it to the least consequential version of the truth, and that's why we never hear the truth. And that is right, that they're not they don't tell the truth. They wouldn't know the truth if it hit them, because ultimately, when people commit these crimes, who wants to go to jail for however many years, or even life without parole? I mean, obviously in some states you've got the death penalty, and that's a good thing in my opinion. We don't have it here, but there are some people that truly do deserve it. And yet people still in those states commit crimes knowing that there is a death penalty.
Yeah.
And they either have a death wish, or they truly don't think that they're going to get caught to the full extent that they can have the DP put on them.
Exactly.
Bit like, what's his face? Chad Daybell.
Oh.
And the thing is don't get in a relationship with a Chad, or Chris. Or even a Sarah, right? They're the people we want to avoid. Sorry if you're a Sarah, but
Sarah.
So I have. Ed can become smite. Well, I mean, I find it interesting that Gypsy Rose chose to use the word "I have a Chad."
Oh God.
You know what Chad means, right?
I was like, yeah, Chad Daybell, or I think I
Yeah,
commented that somewhere.
Chad
I have a
Dorman.
Chad. I'm like, Chad Daybell? Like, what are you talking about? What? I haven't seen any good Chads in a long time.
And then I'm like, what the fuck is the Chad? And then there's a lot of people that from America. What is a Chad?
Ugh.
I don't know.
I mean,
but
Gypsy could have said, because she legitimately has a Ken. She could say, I have a Ken.
I have a Ken.
From like Barbie and Ken, but Chad? Like what?
Christy wouldn't touch Ken with a 10-foot pole.
Oh my God.
There's a new rumor about Christy, and I don't know if it's true. It probably is not true, but there's a new rumor saying there's a video of Christy and Ken kissing. That'd be so funny.
Oh God.
And I'm like, does Christy want the DD special? Because if she was kissing Ken, she's gonna get it. She ain't gonna survive that.
Yeah, I don't think that that's it. I think that, I mean, I don't know these people from anything, but I feel like it's more of she preferred Ken over Ryan. Ryan is not someone who has no spine. And that's something I noticed, is that he knew that that the stepmother was no good. And he didn't like how they were controlling or trying to control the narrative. I'm not saying he's Mr. Perfect. I didn't even watch the documentary. It's just I've listened to a lot of his lives, and he does have a sassy, sarcastic sense of humor. And I think he's funny. I thought it was funny, a few things he says. But, I kind of I agree with him, because I think he even made a comment that no, it's not like they're dating. It's just more like she preferred Ken over Ryan.
How funny would it be if they did have, a bit of a thing? How funny would that be? I think Christy would leave the state of wherever it is. Where are they? They're not in Missouri, are they?
Louisiana.
Yeah, she'd have to leave the state of Louisiana, because I think Gypsy would do it herself. I don't think she'd actually get someone to do it for her. I think she'd do Christy herself, or her sister, whoever was stepping away from the fella. But yeah, let's get back to the D not being fire, and let's watch this body cam footage. So we had the 911 call, which was cold. That my boyfriend is dead.
Yeah.
He made a noise. He gurgled. I think I might. To be honest, I think I'd have been like, "No, I'm not touching him." He gurgled. I'm off. Fuck that. She'd try to get Ryan to do it. Yeah, and he'd probably do it.
Ryan do what?
No, he wouldn't. I'm joking. She only had that control over Gypsy. What's his name? Nick, because he's not all there. You can see he's not all there. In his police interview, they should have stopped it immediately and got someone in who was an appropriate adult, because you could tell there was something not right with that Nick, and he needed supervision. But they didn't. They continued it, and they pushed it, and they pushed it. And the policewoman was putting words in his mouth.
He mentally disabled. Yeah, Ginger. He has autism. I think he got
It's our Ginger.
Hi, Ginger.
Ginger. Ginger misses you, by the way.
I miss Ginger.
Ginger's had a bit of a rough time on the old YouTube streets, but she's all right. She's a good one.
Well, the YouTube streets are dirty.
Yeah, so are the
And-
TikTok ones. It's not much better. I'm not gonna lie. I've been disappointed by TikTok.
Oh, yeah. It is. I mean, well, no matter where you're at, social media is such. I mean, it's easy access. The people that are internet trolls, okay, what I have learned is they're actually very angry, miserable people that have personality disorders. And that's why they use the internet, because they're anonymous. They would not do that to someone in person because they know that there could be ramifications and they don't know who they're dealing with, right? But if you're through the internet, they will say and do everything that's what they're projecting. They're just projecting their own shit onto you. And internet trolls are really nobodies. They really are. They're just people that want to cause problems. They enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, I've never seen Ginger lose her temper with anyone, and I've never seen her come out and do anything in response. I think she's done a couple of lives just to sort of put her truth, but she does it casually, calmly, respectfully. Whereas we know, that other people, NC being someone, that can turn these things into something way worse. And like, she just wants to get on with what she's doing, and the other person's a stalker. Okay, they're stalking you, and they can be an a-hole because they're behind a computer. Anyone can be a stalker and an a-hole behind a computer.
Oh yeah, please don't let them get to you, Ginger. The more crap that I've been learning in school, the more I laugh at this stuff now, because they literally are just miserable, terrible people. And they can't do that crap in real life. So they take their anger and their frustration and they throw it onto someone who, in a way, they're detached from us. But if you're on YouTube, people are going to get a parasocial relationship with you. And they feel like they can, oh, I can bother her. Let me take her, little insecurities and throw them out. I mean, they're just really ignorant people. And it's more of, we have to just literally ignore them and cut them out.
Mm-hmm.
Just limit the interactions too.
Yeah, that's what Ginger's done. That's what Ginger's doing, all the right things. And then she comes on and does her lives. Her lives are quite chilled when I go in there if I'm awake and because I can't sleep. And I'll fall in and I see Ginger's live, I'll pop in there and say hello. She's always just relaxed, like, even if she's talking about something, like, it's just relaxed. She just has her setting and she's done. But yeah, it's nice when you block people and stuff and they won't go away and they'll find multiple ways to come at you under an alt and stuff. But I mean, I find myself on TikTok, there are people who I've got blocked that I know either send people in or they are there under their alt. And you just think, well, have you not got nothing better to do? Like, because you clearly don't like me, and obviously I clearly don't like you. So why do you want to watch me? Go and do something productive with your day.
Right.
And content out there and stop watching me. I'm boring me. But
they have nothing else to do. I mean, they put their energy and focus in the wrong direction, on the wrong things, because they're negative, pessimistic people. And they don't like people who are happy, good, positive people.
No.
And that's why they want to tear that person down as far as they can go. So they feel like, okay, I accomplished something. If they put that energy into something positive, you'll be amazed at what things the world could use, you know. And putting positive out there or negative, it's you want to get back the positive. If you put positive out, good things will happen. When you put negativity out, it will happen back to you.
Yeah.
The one putting it out.
Yep, I agree. And I always like whenever I've watched even Ginger's posts and stuff, like, or whenever I'm in there, she just is always positive. It's always just like, you know, a calm place to be. And actually, for the most part, from the last couple that she's had to kind of defend herself a bit. And when I say defend herself, just put her point aside. It's quite a positive place to be, and actually, no one's talking about the drama. It's you know, there's people are in there, and there's people that even I don't like that go in there, but it doesn't matter because I'm not there to hang out with them. I'm there to hang out and listen and see Ginger. But you can do that in there, and that's all right. But in other lives, it's really difficult, isn't it? But it's not like that in there. There's no nastiness or anything, and it doesn't migrate on there for hours and days and weeks and forever. It's like, you know, how some people do, don't they? They go on and on and on and on for months about the same point and they don't move on. Like Sarah Boone with her point that she just repeats repeatedly for weeks on end. But yeah, it's quite cool in oh my God. Yeah, I've got one of those, Ginger.
Yeah, the single white female.
Yeah.
You know, Ginger, I want so badly to ask who the hell it is, but at the same time, we don't want to give them any attention or, you know, any acknowledgement. So
I'll tell you privately.
Okay.
I think you'll know who they are. I know you haven't been around the streets for a while, but yeah, I'll tell you privately. Hey, Charlie.
Hi, Charlene.
Yeah, I know who it is. And to be honest, I didn't even know. This is how little Ginger would speak on it. I didn't even know anything about it for ages. Like this whole thing had been going on, and it was never mentioned or brought up until very recently. But this had been going on for ages, and that's how private it's been kept from. Obviously, on Ginger's end, I don't know about anywhere else because I don't go anywhere else. But in terms of obviously like on Ginger's side of things, I didn't even realise they'd fell out because they were modded over here. And had I known, I would have unmodded them a lot sooner, but I didn't know because nothing had been said. So, like, it's not like they've been Ginger is trying to poison people or anything because I didn't know anything about it.
Put it in private chat. I want to know who the hell it is.
Okay, hang on. I think that's the name.
Yeah, no. And who wants to draw attention to that? Because, you know, I know before I used to be flipping out on these people. It's just not. What?
Yeah.
What?
I think Kelly needs a moment, guys.
I need a moment to process this. Wow. That's weird. Yep. I mean, hey, if it's going on, I mean, I've never heard that person doing anything like that, but hey, you don't know people.
No, you don't. Like I said, I didn't know anything about it. Like, I just appear in Ginger's lives if she's there and I'm awake, and nothing's ever been said or raised or brought up. And it's only recently because Ginger needed to just get her side out because it'd been going on, and they've altered and gone in under different names, and they're in different places and stuff, and they've been just being a bit of a pain in the arse. And I think she's mentioned it maybe twice, and that's it. But otherwise, I wouldn't have known. And I was like, "Fuck me, they're modded, not anymore."
Yeah, they come in my streams.
It's like it's not like she was going out. Ginger was going out of her way to make everyone aware or anything, because she wasn't. She never mentioned it. She never turned anyone against them. You know, if people were still friendly, they were still friendly, and that didn't bother her. That's just the way she is. But unfortunately, I think sometimes when they don't get the attention they want, they try and escalate their behaviour, don't they? And then they start again. But I'll give it to Ginger. She's kept her cool, because if it was me, I'd be like you, Kat. You know what I'm like. Danielle has to shut me up and tell me to behave all the time. She's like, stop it, because I will go. I respond.
You're the one that has to tell me to behave.
I know. when it's me.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Ginger, that's happening. I had one myself from the Wizard of Oz, but I totally get it. I totally get how frustrating it is. You don't know, you know what I'm talking about from the Wizard of Oz.
The thing is, I can't see how they could drag Ginger's name, because I've never seen Ginger do anything wrong. If you fall out with a friend, you fall out with a friend. And that's the way it is, isn't it? Like,
But they're all like that. They're all like that on here, on YouTube. Or online, I should say, because TikTok's getting there too.
I didn't want to and you didn't. Like, you were happy for people if they were still friends and in chat. And even now, you wouldn't say, well, if you were in the same chat, don't come to me. You don't do that. You are just very peaceful. Take my hats off to Ginger. She's one of my favourites on here. Oz has gone off the platform. It's a shame, isn't it? But you know, they always say the wicked witch comes back, don't they?
Oz has gone off the platform?
Are we talking about the same person? I'm not sure we are.
I'm pretty sure Ginger knows who I'm talking about, but you never know. There's so many creators out there.
They may well have gone off the platform.
Wow.
So you went to sleep, and now look what's happened. Oz is off the platform.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
I think so.
Bones.
I mean, there's people going through my head now, so I might not.
Well, it was a little bit before your time with me, but I just put it in the private chat.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah. She even had the Wizard of Oz like picture or something. I don't know. It was weird.
This is,
it was weird.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though, Ginger. You can be friends with people, but like, you just go in their lives, you enjoy it, you don't get involved in any of the mess, and you don't bring any of the mess to anyone, and you don't expect anyone to side with anyone. You're just you're Sweden, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And she's no intention of coming back. That's a shame, isn't it?
I don't know.
She's probably not got the community that she had before, because she has had long periods of time off, isn't she? So when you come back and stuff like that, it's hard to get the ball rolling again, I suppose.
Well, she built her platform off of me, and she had people that were willing to do the exact same thing that she was doing by being a bully, really. And it was awful. It was a very awful experience for me to go through, and anybody were to go through. I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy. She literally ripped me for over a year. I think it was like what, close to 2 years. And it was like, all right, I eventually stopped caring. And then I just lost interest in YouTube in general, because it's just like everybody, one minute you're friends with someone and the next minute they're like, oh, I'm not your friend anymore. Or, they're talking to someone that hates you or whatever. It's just, it's stupid. They flip, quickly. Wow, 3 times in the last year, huh? Yeah, Kelly the avocado.
Yep.
Yep.
We like avocados here.
Me too. I like avocados. I embraced that nickname.
Some people are just a nightmare, and they should have mental health checks before being given a platform, but lo and behold, they're not, and then we get disasters. But I mean, I don't know why people just can't accept their faults if they've got a fault in whatever, and move on. And if someone says, well, this is not working for me, I'm out, kind of thing, accept it and move on, not go fucking single white female. Mental illnesses, yeah. They need somewhere.
Ginger, the person's going to lose interest, eventually. So that's number one. That's going to be a given. It may not be quick like we would like it, but they're going to get bored. It's just throwing out stuff and not getting anything back. Eventually, they're going to get drained.
Yep.
I don't know why people turn like that on people so quickly. Happened to me a few times,
Yep. Very much so. You know what? Even people that you think were your friends, and then they weren't.
Yeah, people I thought were legitimately friends.
Wicked.
Yay! Wicked's back.
Wicked.
So now we can get on with the show because Wicked's back.
Wicked's back in the room now. We took a break.
We took a break.
Our Ginger. Ginger's is a friend of ours. So she sometimes goes live. And Charlie's one of the mods over on TikTok. Nicola is a mod over on TikTok. They're all good friends. We have a battle sometimes and have a bit of a laugh. Who else has been in the room? Pretend Judge is funny as hell. I like Pretend Judge, whoever you are. You can come back. Oh. And then there's me and Wicked. Wicked is all the way from the UK.
I gotta go on Ginger's channel because I didn't know she was.
Yeah, she you normally post, don't you, when you go live? Sometimes she'll do a post. I only see when if I'm before I go to sleep, if I see she's on, I'll pop in and say hello.
Yeah. Let me see. Oh, okay. Damn it. I wasn't subscribed, damn it.
This is where she's not subscribed to me. That wouldn't be unrealistic neither, so don't worry about it. It wouldn't be personal.
No, don't take it personal, please. Because I am terrible.
She's terrible.
I am. I am awful.
She's
working and full time and going to school and trying to keep track of everything. It's so hard. It's so hard to be on, YouTube. And I mean, I listen to videos, but to actually do the creator side of it is like, ugh.
And then there's me that makes it 10 times harder to make it do it. So, you know, we're getting there. We're getting there. Aren't we, Kelly?
We'll get there.
We're getting there. We've had about, 3 times in this year now. So, yeah, that's stupid that they do that. They drop the subscriptions and stuff, don't they? And then people that you thought or you think you're sub to, and then it turns out that you're not, and you think, oh, well, I thought I was subscribed, and I haven't unsubscribed.
See, that would make sense because I could have sworn I was subscribed to Ginger. I could have sworn, and I think I was, because I remember that's why I was like, oh, I guess I wasn't. I don't know. Just thought that was weird. That makes sense.
Ellie's banging at school. She'll try and say that, oh, you know, she's not doing. She want to do better, but she's doing much. She's doing amazing. Just so you can't say that, you know, anything different. She's doing amazing.
Thanks, Ginger. School is so much fun. I'm at the last end of my term, the last week of my term for theories of personality. And then I've done, I really passed statistics, which I was completely afraid of. That one. But yeah, no, it's so good. I'm getting all A's except 2 B's.
So you got really struck with those B's as well.
Oh, I was very upset. Statistics, I got a B, but I was surprised about that one because I thought for sure I was in trouble. And then research methodology, I got a B plus, but whatever.
Stop. You're doing well.
Thank you.
COVID and all the rest of it. So, you know.
I'm thinking about continuing on and getting my master's.
You should.
I thought that would be good. Considering. Yeah. Oh, I love psychology. I do. But I'm doing that forensic piece too, and I really enjoy that. And I love working. I love like the court system and stuff. I know that sounds weird, but I like being in court. So I'm trying to find a position. Well, I know a position I want to go for, but trying to get into that position. And I think I could do it with just the degrees I've got. But if I get a master's degree, you know how far I could go. It would be nice.
There'd be no stopping your missus.
Thanks, Ginger. Hey, Charlene is back.
Back in the room. Right. So let's continue with Sarah Boone then. Now everyone's back. We've got Wicked, we've got Ginger, we've got Charlie. And Wicked's finishing up her. She's got one more bit to do on a criminology degree, and then she's going into work in that sort of line of work. So that's exciting.
Yeah, I'm doing domestic violence advocacy in the legal side, so the legal advocacy. That one I enjoy. That job too, but there's not a whole lot of money to be made, and I'm not saying I'm in it for money, but I need to survive, you know. Like, it's when you're getting paid pennies, if that, or peanuts, what do you want to call it? Yeah, it's really crappy. So getting degrees, I'm gonna need a different position, higher pay, so I could live, pay off my school loans.
Speak to her on the phone. I'm going to court. What are you in court for? Oh no, that's not me. I'm at work. I'm going to court for work. No, she's in court because she's in trouble.
Oh, Wicked, what are you doing? Are you doing like a PAPE program where it's like helping offenders, like going through classes and things like that, anger management, domestic violence training, things like that. That's really cool. I'm too biased of a person.
Thank you, Ginger.
That's great, Wicked. Because there's some, I mean, everybody needs something, you know, and there are people that can change. They just have to want that and work at it. And it takes a while.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Charlene. Forensic psychology is fantastic. I love it. I'm enjoying every second of it.
Got some really cool people in here. I only hang around with cool people, by the way. Just don't hang around with anyone called Sarah Boone because she's not cool. She's in prison, so that makes her very not cool. I know people that need a helping hand out of the forever circle. Yeah, exactly. You know, and people can be rehabilitated. They can.
Yeah. It depends on the situation. I mean, poor people that are indigent, they continue to keep that poverty level in the family, and then poverty does increase crime because, you know, people need food or money, or, you know, and it ends up becoming a nightmare. And if they can have a better chance out there to succeed and have an education and be, you know, invested in, then yeah, they could definitely change. And that's what needs to happen. Oh my God. Hi.
See?
How are you, Baroness? Fahrenheit?
She said, I'll behave and listen. Hey, I don't always behave. I do get told off, but I don't always behave. Sometimes I need reining in a little bit. Sometimes my mouth will run off.
Right.
And, you know, it doesn't happen very often, but there's just okay when there's a point that needs to be done, I'll do it. And then you don't want to mess with me because then I'm angry.
Right.
And then when I'm angry and I'm like, right, that's it, I'm sending Kelly in.
That's right. I'm coming in.
All over.
You're doing good today. I'm so proud of you.
Wicked scary. Like if anyone comes at me in the old TikTok, wicked, like she not having none of that. Wicked
good. Awesome.
She comes straight in there. Sometimes when I let her up, I'm like, now I'm going to have to say you need to behave, okay? And then that's it. The whole behaving thing goes out the window and we are off. We take off. She's like a pit bull. Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Good. I'm so glad because I'm not ever on TikTok and I can't be I'm glad that you have somebody there. What's going on? What's going on out in YouTube land?
They're my favorite. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, when I get going, I get going.
Mm-hmm.
And don't fuck with me when I'm there. But you've just got to get me there, and then I'm there, and then that's never going to end well. Ever.
Oh, yeah. Nope.
We could be doing a Sarah Boone and just pretending we don't know nothing. TikTok can be a dreadful place. Yeah, I've recently it's gone downhill since one of our ex-YouTube creators landed from YouTube because they got banned and landed on TikTok. So there's that element of it over there. Not that I have anything to do with it, because it's blocked, and I wouldn't. But I know stuff's going on, and then there's just some crazy people. We're not going to go into them though, because we don't want to be bringing them over here, and I certainly cannot be dealing with them over there. But if they come for me, that's a different matter.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, always got the receipts.
Yep.
I don't like TikTok much. Nah, TikTok's all right. Like because I'm just doing my own thing over there, so I'm kind of all right. It's just sometimes if you have a disagreement with someone, it gets a bit shitty for about 5 minutes, and then they go away. So I've just cut ties with everyone now. Like I just do my own thing, and I am me. I am After Dark Coffee and Grime. Well, except for you, Nick. Jeez, you know the rules. You know what I mean. As in, you know what I mean.
Yeah. See, I have a hard time understanding TikTok. Like, I don't even know how to delete my videos that I have on there. I mean, I don't understand it. So YouTube, I do.
Did you understand YouTube when you came here?
I feel like it was easier for me, but maybe I'm just used to YouTube. And then when I go to TikTok, I'm like, what the hell is this? You know? But there's some like shorts that I don't know. I hate those shorts, those YouTube, I'm not YouTube, TikTok. It's all short, like the videos. And then they say like for part 2, and then I'm like, okay, where? And then I look and I have to go chasing it and looking for the part 2. And yeah, I just
longer ones now. You didn't used to be able to, but you can now. But you can also go live on TikTok, and all you got to do is hit the go live button, and then you're live.
Well, I don't have enough people to be going live.
We need to get you enough people to get you to go live.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does. Everyone.
I don't mind. Well, I mean, I haven't been on social media that much at all. I don't pay attention to any of the drama that goes on YouTube. I have no idea what's going on, which I think ignorance is bliss, Whatever's going on YouTube, I don't pay attention. I know there's drama.
There's always drama in there.
Always drama. Always.
And I don't pay attention to most of it. And any drama that I've been involved in doesn't last me that long, because I just fucking block everyone and then I'll be done with it. I know they come in and watch, but I think, well, if you're going to come in under an alt and watch me, then that's just more about you than me, because I don't bother. I don't even look at them. I don't go in under an alt. I know what goes on because people tell you, don't they? But I just don't go looking for it, for sure, because I ain't got time for any of that. I don't have time to do any of that mess. I owe you a battle. I thought we can have a battle in a bit, Nicola. When I go live on YouTube in a little while, we can TikTok. We can do a battle if you're awake.
Do the battle. Do the battle. I don't even know. What do you guys do?
Well, we just live in our own boxes, and then we hit the battle thing, and then there's like these boxing gloves that come up, and then people saying like those, like the gifts and that, and then they amount to points, and sometimes you get double. I don't understand that because I don't do it that often, but I know that sometimes you can get double points with certain things, and I'm not a big battler, so I don't understand it all. And every time I get a lesson on this from Faithless, who comes in, and she always gives me the lesson on what things are and how these things work, and I ain't got a clue. And so we just go in there, and it's just a case of whether you win or you lose. And I get really arsey if I lose, because I'm, no, I don't. I get strappy if I lose. But you get 3 points. So people that come in, if they tap the screen, you get 3 points when you battle. I know that. That's the only thing I know. And they're 3 points. So but you can have 50 people in your room and they'll all be watching, and about 3 people might tap the screen. But if all them 50 people tap the screen, you could win just on a tap another screen.
I have no idea what just happened. I have no idea. Tapping screens, like I have no idea. But
see, over you tap the screen, the taps for like even if you're not battling and you're just doing a live, people just tap the screen all the time, so you can get all the likes, and it counts all the likes up the top. So every time someone taps it, counts. But if you're having a battle, because obviously people send coins or gifts or whatever, because obviously here you've got super chats and memberships and people put Cash App up and all that up there. But over there, it's gifts and subscriptions. So there's subscribing and then there's the gifts. So when you battle someone, it's about whether or not, like some people will send like 2 coin gifts, some people will send 100 coin gift, and that might be like around $1. It just depends. And then there's the bigger ones, the ones that Gypsy Rose gets, like the £400-500 gifts that get sent to them. So
is that when they put like sometimes a cowboy hat will come on, or
yes,
like their eyes glare or glow or something?
Yeah, they're the gifts.
I have no clue what's going on, but
which I think. Yeah, I think it's better than YouTube super chats, to be honest, because you at least get an animation, depending on what the gift is. Like, so if you do 1,000, I think it might be like £10 or $10, but you get an animation from it. Whereas somebody might donate $70 on here, but you just get like a sticker, don't you? And it's like, but for over there, you get the animation. So people send them. And obviously, the more of those you get, the more points you get. But sometimes things double up in points, but I don't know when and what that is when that happens, but it does. And then the points count for the winning. So then if you get double points for some stuff, then, you can win. But you can also win when you get the free tap-ins off the screen. You get 3 points for nothing. It's like, tap the screen. There's like 50 of you standing here watching me. Tap the damn screen 3 times. That's it. That's what you got to do. 3 taps of the screen.
That's so funny. Well, what do you guys want to do? I have to do a couple things, but
do you want to do this and then end the live?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it and then we'll play it straight through. Because I've got to go live on TikTok at around 10 anyway.
Okay.
Because we're doing Lucy Letby over there.
Okay.
The baby serial killer of the UK.
Well.
Yeah. She's in jail. She's never coming out. Where is the
Is that the Lucy Letby lady?
Yeah, she was the neonatal nurse. She killed 7, attempted 7 more.
Yeah.
We don't have trials like you do here. So we have now started getting the sentencing remarks by the judge, and you only see the judge in all his gear when he gives them. But we also don't have trials, right? So what they've started to do now is have court-appointed reporters that use the transcripts and then has people reading them out, so acting them out like on audio. And that's the closest we're getting at the moment to being in the courtroom. And that's what we've been listening to. So, that's what we've been listening to over there. And, let me just find where is this one. Let me get rid of some of these tabs and let's move you. Don't want to do the Amish. Right, that's for the next time. Police. Is this one? Yeah, right, I'm going to press play now. So this is the body cam footage. And then what we'll do the next time is we'll do the recent hearing where she's arguing back and forth, because that's quite a longer one, isn't it? A bit longer. I think this is on 1.25.
But I haven't seen this body cam.
Okay. Well, I don't know if 1.25 will be too fast. If it is, I'll slow it down. If not, I'll leave it on 1.25. So let's go. Whee!
Whee!
Wait, why is there no sound? Oh, is it? It might be no sound because it's private in the vehicle.
Yeah, they usually turn it on or unmute it in a minute.
That's
like when
weird.
they start walking up to the house.
They look like nice apartments. I wonder if they're like, there's a dude in a suitcase. Oh, there we are.
Hey, would you do me a favor, pull one of these spots just so we can get out of there? It's, it's 6:07, so it's going to be turned over to you guys.
Yep.
He was last seen last night, so.
You could get all your guys out of there.
What's that?
You could get everyone out of
Wrapping
there.
up good info. You got a clipboard on the other thing and stuff.
Oh, yes, thank you. Who pronounced?
She did. Oh, with that.
Did you call it? What time did you call it?
I got a time for it.
Hello there. Hi. You live here? Yes. Okay, I'll talk to you. We gotta get some information from the fire department.
The property manager. I don't know if I should go tell him really quick or just so he knows what's going on.
Where's he at?
He wants that way.
Oh, don't worry about that. We'll take care of that for you, okay?
I had a cigarette little.
I'll get it for you. Okay, wait 1 second, okay?
I really need something to drink.
Okay, well,
I got my Dr. Pepper on the counter.
okay, we'll take care of you. Give me 1 second.
No pickup by the home clear,
It's from you.
And I got black.
Put the time that you called it. Is that the time you called it? Okay, perfect. You can't go back inside. What's going on? Who is he to you? Boyfriend?
Yes, for like 3.5 years.
What happened?
He and I, we drank last night. We had a.
Can you pass this to the around to the FD guys? Stop. They need to sign that for sure.
They're with me, so they're.
Oh, they're not with us? Okay. No. Each of them has to. So this might be a real thing. So each of them has to put their name.
Normally,
in
we all just. I just put everybody.
What's going on?
Sorry,
I just got here, so fill me in.
No problem. Like, he and I put the puzzle together. We've been doing some artwork together.
You are putting a puzzle together?
Yes, we have a puzzle that we started in there.
Okay.
We've been doing art, trying to take the stuff off the wall to make new art up there, like having a good time with one another. But we're drinking. We had a bottle of wine last night.
Okay.
So then it's like, we decided to play hide and seek, right?
Okay.
So he gets in the suitcase. Okay.
Who is this guy?
That's my ex-husband, my former husband.
How did he live here with you guys?
No, I called him over here.
Okay.
I didn't know what to do.
Okay.
I didn't know what to do.
Okay.
So then he came over here.
Here, let's talk in private, okay?
I called you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I tried giving you the problem is I fell asleep.
When did you do CPR?
This morning when I found it.
Before you called?
Yes.
It's 1 o'clock right now.
I tried. I was awake, but I actually got out of the bed at like 12:30ish, whatever. So I came downstairs and I was like, oh, he's in the suitcase still. And that's when I found him, and I took him out, and I tried doing CPR, and then I called him, and then I called you guys.
Did he get here before the fire department got here?
Who?
Your husband or
Yes.
your ex-husband?
Yes.
Okay. Where did he live at?
Right down the street.
Okay. So you were playing and who picked him up?
I did, but then I fell asleep.
Okay. You're okay. I wasn't here. I'm just trying to figure out what happened.
I fell asleep, so I don't know if he suffocated or like had an aneurysm or a heart attack or what.
What kind of medical conditions does he have?
None that I know of.
Nothing that you know of.
None
You didn't
that I
take
know
any medicine?
No. All we had was a bottle of wine. Literally, just a bottle of wine.
Okay.
Doing puzzle artwork. Then we decided to play hide and seek. That's all that happened.
Okay.
So I don't know if he had a heart attack or what in there. Like, I don't know what happened.
So how long were you doing CPR on him prior to you calling 911? You tried that all morning?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I called him while I was doing CPR.
What time did you start? Probably in the ballpark. Here, let me fill this deputy in, okay?
Please, may I have my Dr. Pepper? I am so cotton-mouthed right now.
Ma'am, and you can't talk to him until we get done with this, okay?
Just don't leave, okay, Brian?
Thank you, ma'am.
Well,
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm getting Lucas.
I know.
Do me a favor. Stand over there by that car. Give me 1 second. Just give us a second, okay?
Somebody else on that call operation. It's on the counter.
I can't move anything from out of the house.
Like, I'm
Here, I want you to sit down because I don't want you passing out. This is probably a lot for you to deal with, right? Sit, I don't
water. Just water.
I can get you some water, okay? Just I want you not on your feet. I don't want you passing out on me.
I need, please, I need water.
Okay, I'll get some for you.
He's trying to Charlie, but you on it.
Okay, so you don't live here in this house.
No. I live down in Lake Winona Cove.
Lake Winona Cove. Okay.
Yeah.
So kind of tell me how you came here today, or
Well, I've been calling.
come down here. We gotta talk about
I've been calling since.
You can call your ex-wife or current wife?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Ex-wife. We've been divorced about a year and a half. About 11:30 is when I started calling to find out because this is supposed to be her day.
Okay.
She's generally not very good about always doing it. She
They called back and said she was still there, or she came back.
So I was calling to find out if she was going to be getting him or not today.
From school.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I started calling like 11:30, called every half hour or so, and then
She was back and said a lot.
finally got a hold of her at 12:49, which is when she told me what was going on and if I'd come over here. So I came over.
She called at 12:45.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 12:49.
12:49.
Got over here, told her she could call 911, get somebody over here, and then basically she said she needed to go outside, have a drink and a cigarette. I walked back out the house because I didn't really want to.
Who called? Did you call or did she call?
Well, I called. She called me back when I was on my way to make sure I was coming over. But I called her
Give me 1
initially.
second, okay?
But I called her
Do
initially.
you have water in your car by any chance?
I don't think so.
Nothing?
No,
Okay.
No, I don't.
Okay, so she called, you get over here.
I called her first.
Okay.
Trying to find out if she's going to get Lucas. That's what everything was going on. I got my stuff together, put the puppy up in this crate. When I was starting to drive over here is when she called me to make sure I was coming. And then I got over here right after
Did you
that.
go inside and see and then?
I walked inside the front. I didn't see the little front tile area.
Come on, step this way.
I saw legs. I just didn't really want to sit here around it. So I told her.
Well, just for the sake of the crime scene, I want to know if I were to find your footprint, it would be because you went this far into the house. So did you actually make entry past the threshold?
I don't think I ever made it to the carpet. I think it was just in that. I've been over here before.
Right. Yeah.
But no, I don't think I stepped past that tile area.
Okay. So
I touched doorknob. I don't think I touched anything in the kitchen. I don't know if that really matters.
Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much the gist of what you have. Well, sit tight for us. We're gonna make a few phone calls and then we'll go from there. Do you know if he has any medical issues or?
I don't.
Okay, but you've met him before.
I've met him before. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We've got a whole fun history.
Oh, really?
Oh, you guys can call me later, but
For the two of them?
yeah, he's been arrested like I think 5 times.
Really? Okay, I'm not familiar with. I haven't been here personally. So they have
He's currently on parole because of it. So
because of domestic violence with her.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Last time he got pre-trial something or other. He had to go to a domestic violence class.
Okay.
I know he was doing it at a parole officer, stuff like that. But I mean, every time she had him arrested, the next day she was trying to get him bailed out of jail. So I don't know what it is.
Oh, she's getting water from the tap. Probably gonna pass out on it. Okay. Well, listen, please do me. Right. I'll make a few
Not a
phone
problem.
calls.
I mean,
Where's your kid need to be picked up?
Lakeline Elementary.
How soon though?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
I
Okay.
normally leave out.
Let me try and get this going for you because I know you need that. Martinez.
I mean, she's all about the.
I'll go ahead and start making the call. Sam, could you go ahead and give me his last name? Torres. Spell it for me.
Torres.
And his first name?
George, Jorge. Jorge.
Jorge. His birthday?
2/13/78.
And this is the boyfriend?
Yes.
How long?
3.5 years.
Living together that whole time?
Yes.
Okay. And your last name?
Boone.
Spell it.
Boone.
First name?
Sarah. Sarah.
Birth date?
10/10/77.
So you've had a second to kind of collect yourself. Tell it to me again. You guys were playing last night, drinking a bottle of wine,
Putting puzzles together, doing artwork.
puzzles, artwork.
I had a bottle of wine and then decided to play hide and seek. So
What time was that? Do you remember?
I mean, I know that I was in bed probably by 12:30.
Okay.
Well, I went upstairs at least, and I fell asleep, forgetting that he was in
you
the
guys
suitcase.
were playing the hide and go seek.
Yes.
And at some point, you put him in the suitcase?
No, he got in the suitcase. So he thought it'd be funny to be put in the suitcase. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to joke with you, and I'll zip you up and make him, squirm a little bit, whatever it is. Then I fell asleep. I fell asleep.
Where was the suitcase?
Right where it is.
Right down there?
Yes.
You zipped him in there?
Yes.
Thought it would be funny, a little
It
joke.
was. We both were laughing about it.
Okay.
And then I fell asleep.
Where did you fall asleep at?
Upstairs.
In your bedroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Totally forgetting that he was in the suitcase still.
Okay. And then you came back downstairs?
This morning? Or this afternoon, yes, when I got
ballpark,
up.
what time?
12:30-ish. I was awake, but I totally forgot that he was in the suitcase. He can tell you there's a lot of things that we have been going through. Jobs.
Yeah, he did tell me.
Like all that good stuff. So I just totally forgot.
So you began to do CPR on him?
Yes. Yes.
About
And he
what
gurgled.
time this morning did you
Gurgled.
start doing that CPR?
No, it was the afternoon. It was the afternoon because I was awake. But then I finally decided to come downstairs at 12:30-ish, whatever it is. And I was like, I forgot he was in the suitcase. And he wasn't moving. Nothing was happening. So I unzipped him, took him out and started doing CPR on him. He was on his way up here. I called you when he got here.
Once he got here, you called us?
Yes.
Okay.
And air was coming out and he was gurgling, but I could just tell by looking at him.
But you knew how to do CPR. You doing that on your own?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the person that was on the phone with me also, I counted with him doing.
And he's got no medical. He doesn't take any medication.
I don't know. I don't know medical wise. I know he doesn't take any medications whatsoever.
Okay.
The only thing, like I said, I don't know if alcohol had to do with it, but we had a bottle of wine.
Okay. All right. Here's. I want you to sit back down because I don't.
Can I have one more sip of water, please?
Yeah, go.
Personal 29 residential audible 1303 Island Bay Drive.
I'll do what I can to get you a cup because I don't want you to have to keep doing that.
Maintenance to the department to cancel medication from front door. Right to that 1325. Team motor unit on the channel.
The cups are like right there.
044 motor unit.
Right here. Don't talk to the ex-husband right
Oh,
now.
I won't.
Okay?
I won't. Can I have a cigarette, please?
Ma'am, I can't take anything out of the house.
It's on the back porch.
Nope. All of it. It's secure, okay? I'll try my best to get you what you need, okay? Maybe one of these deputies has a pack from someone, sit down and I'll try and get you what you need, okay?
Just cut, please.
Okay. I don't want you on your feet.
You want cameras?
Yeah.
Where's the place to talk about?
Want to talk over here?
Yeah, that's a weird one, right? I've been with him for 3 years, but I don't know what his medical records are. And by the way, I still need a drink. And by the way, I still need a smoke. And by the way, I just don't forget that the dude's dead.
When she said we had a bottle of wine, I'm thinking each or two bottles of wine or something, because I've had bottled wine before and no way did I act like that or be blacked out or.
Nope. Especially
She
when
had to have had more.
And they drink a lot anyway, so they're more tolerant to it.
Just crazy.
I bet the ex-husband's thinking, the fuck?
This poor guy.
After we got
It's still Boone. Okay.
Yeah,
And then your first name?
Brian, Brian.
Rian. And your date of birth?
5/27/75.
And your child is in school right now. He's not here with you.
No. He's in school.
He's in school. How old is he?
This will be a fun one. He's 9. He's third
I
grade.
can't even start with how you explain something like this. Okay. 6th grade, you said?
Third grade.
Third grade. Third grade. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So sit tight for us. I'm sorry it's so hot. Maybe the middle of that would be a good spot to stand. So we'll take it from there. I'll keep you updated.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
and 221 out for you to check. 10/10/12 and 1332.
Want to do this now?
Oh, I don't know.
Did we get that dog by any chance?
He's sleeping under the.
Oh, what the? So your backyard's not fenced. Okay. We put him in the backyard, and I guess he knew to.
I'm sorry?
Your dog. We thought the backyard was fenced.
The dogs are outside?
No. We have them contained.
One's deaf and one's blind.
Okay.
That's why I was making sure they were under the table.
Nope, that's yours. So we just wait for get the instructions on what to do next. You got some water, good, okay.
Can I please just have a cigarette? They're on the back porch.
Not right now. We can't have you go and get anything. Why don't you sit in the shade? You're okay right there? Or maybe a little closer here where the shade is?
You're still on?
Yeah. Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're getting up left-handed.
Oh no, you're in 24 right now. What in the world?
I'm like, nobody's going up there.
I heard silence. I said 220. I was leaving econ in 50. Just gonna go get me a sub. And then I said, well, I need to go to that.
243 Delta, can I check?
Am I able? Someone asked.
And then he said, wait a minute, my ex-husband signed that. We can't let you guys communicate right now. I know, so I'm ask for one. You want me to get a cigarette from him and bring it to you? That's okay. I could probably do that. No problem.
I was gonna have him arrange childcare.
Okay, good. For the child in school or the street. Okay.
Is my name on there yet?
No, sir, it's not. I need to get her on there too, and him. So they're en route already, probably?
Did anybody call?
No, you want me to call? Oh, I thought you were calling. All right, let me get homicide. All right. Okay, let's see. Hold on, I'm still on. Let me.
She definitely had a boob job in prison. She's got no chest, and all of a sudden in prison she's boobed up.
That I don't know.
She's completely flat chested in this, like completely. If you watch her when she's in courtroom, she sat there and like she has a chest that she doesn't have here. But she is skinny as anything. I wonder if the neighbours are happy for her to be sat there on their side there.
Oh, I know. They're probably stuck
It's natural. You're nervous. You have your anxiety. You're scared, right?
I don't know how to explain it to you.
It's okay. You don't have to.
I don't know how to. I'm just waiting for whoever, so.
I can tell you this. I'm going to be here just as long as you are, including my. I'm welcoming this breeze right now. It's kind of warm. All right, so just bear with us.
I know.
All right.
If you could like give me whatever updates or anything that you know of, that's just how I work, so I know like kind of what.
Well, let me look at my computer. See. We already got a detective on his way. He's on the screen. Okay. No, ya que lavarse las manos con. Honey, that's my corporal. Let me pick it up.
She still hasn't got the items that she's requested.
She should have door dashed it.
It would have
I
been
need
quick.
a new pack of cigarettes and a lighter and water. Thank you.
So funny. Look at them all. It's like, just so you know, when you go in there, beware, you might vomit. I think she's pregnant.
Hey, Sarah. You get enough water? No, you want to stay seated. I don't want you getting lightheaded. So remember I said the detectives were going to come out and talk to you and go from there. You know what I'm saying? They're here. They're going to ask you a few questions and then go from there, okay? All right.
All right, Sarah. My name's Chelsea. My partner, Scott. To my understanding, you reside here?
Yes.
Okay. Is it just you?
And George.
Okay.
I have a 9-year-old. It's 50-50 with Brian, my former husband.
Your former husband. Okay. But you reside here with George, and then your son lives with you, or it's 50-50?
Yeah.
Okay. So from what
Rodriguez
has told me, she explained last night that you guys were drinking a bottle of wine, and around midnight, you decided you guys.
12:30-ish, yeah.
Okay. You guys decided to play hide and seek.
Well, we were playing hide and seek, and then
was your son home at the time, or okay?
No, with Brian.
With
Brian.
Okay.
Decided to play. We're just stupid like that. Like, sure, we were putting puzzles together. We were doing artwork. You can see the puzzle that we finished in there, and then the artwork, and then decided to play hide and seek, just being stupid.
Okay.
So he decided to get in the suitcase. So I thought it would be funny and he was laughing about it too, to dip him up in there. I go upstairs and fall asleep. So this morning this afternoon when I actually got up out of the bed, I thought for sure he was downstairs on the laptop because he was being really quiet. But then I came downstairs and I'm like, where is he? Like, and then that's when I found him.
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
Okay. And then you weren't sure about if you woke up this morning.
It was after. I mean, I was awake.
Or this afternoon.
But I just didn't want to come downstairs. So I just laid in the bed for a little while. And then I eventually came downstairs and was confused about where he was. And then I was like, oh my God, he's in the suitcase still. So I pulled him out and I stretched him out and I started to do CPR on him. I called you guys. Well, I called Brian.
Okay.
And then as soon as he got here, which is 30 seconds down the road, I called you guys.
Okay.
And the person on the phone had me do the concussions continually still and count with him until you guys shut up.
Okay. And so as part of our investigation, we obviously have to go inside the house. We have to look at things. Are you okay with us going in the house and looking at things?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And forensics, so we have to have our forensics crime scene investigators come out. Are you also okay with them coming inside, taking photographs and? Okay. Okay.
Can I ask, is Brian, or Brian, I'm sorry, George, is he diagnosed with any kind of medical history?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of. I don't know. I mean, he doesn't take drugs. I mean, he'll have the occasional bottle of wine here and there, but I don't know. Like,
That was going to be my next question. So you guys don't normally drink? You just drink once in a while, or?
well, I'm going to say, like, okay, I guess normal drinking is, like, we will have, like, a glass of wine or two, like, while we're cooking dinner, or sure, here, and we'll play a board game with him, I mean, all games are in there. But, I mean, it's not, like...
A couple of beers a day?
Well, but I don't understand, though, like, for the little bit that we had, like, not having anything to do with it. Like, I don't know if he had a heart attack or a stroke or an aneurysm or what happened to him. I don't know.
And were you guys together all day yesterday?
Yes.
Okay. Here?
Yes.
Like neither of you left the apartment yesterday?
I think he drove up to the convenience store to get cigarettes.
Okay.
But I mean, you can walk there.
Does he have any history of any drugs? I know he doesn't now, because you said he doesn't, but...
I don't know.
As far as you've ever known him, you've never seen him...
No. I mean, he's from Philadelphia, and he grew up in Philadelphia, and then he went to Massachusetts, and then from Massachusetts he came down here. So I don't really know, like, a whole lot of, like, medical history or...
How long have you guys been together?
Almost 4 years, like 3.5 years.
You guys been living here the whole time?
Yes.
Okay. He's never been to the doctor or to the hospital during that time?
He and his brother got into a really bad argument at one point, and he had to have facial reconstruction. But he has been in the hospital from that. And then I talked him into going to see like a regular physician so he could get just like a regular like checkup thing.
Yeah.
But there were no red flags.
How long ago was that?
The surgery or
Yeah,
the doctor?
Both.
The surgery I think was at this point what, 2 years maybe, 2.5 years. The checkup was probably a good 2 years too.
Okay.
And the suitcase is still in there?
Yep.
Is it normally stored down there? Did you guys travel recently?
No, he was going to start putting some of the what do you call it? Donation in there. So that's why.
That's why it's out?
Yes.
Okay. You guys didn't recently travel somewhere or anything like that?
After you zipped them up, did you move the bag around and mess with them at all? Or you just zipped it up and walked away?
I both were laughing about it, but I went upstairs and I fell asleep.
Okay. But what position was he in when you went in? Was he sitting on his rear end and his head up and he just kind of bent over?
Okay, so like this is the suitcase. Like this was his head and then he's right here and his feet were down.
So he was laying on his side?
Yes.
And you just closed the flap and zipped it around him? Okay.
And we were playing.
Understandable. Okay.
So he said that I needed to tell you guys about his family. Like, who do I talk to about that?
We're gonna do that once we walk through and see. Yeah, we're
not going anywhere. We're gonna
I'm
be here
just
for a
telling you,
while.
like,
it's gonna be a
I'm
while.
afraid for my life. I want you to know that. I am
Why
afraid
is that?
for my life. His family have never like I'm a blue eye, devil. So they've never liked me, never in the end. They've never accepted me. I'll put it that way.
Have you called any of them?
We talked to his daughter.
No, it's like about this.
No.
Okay. So no one's gonna know until we will be making that notification. So okay.
Do they live local?
Yes, they're going to kill me. The kids are going to kill me. They're going to kill me. This was not intentional. They're not going to understand that. They're not going to accept it.
We're gonna do a thorough investigation, and we will definitely make sure that you don't feel scared when we leave here. Okay.
And
When we
my
leave.
9-year-old.
Well, he's at school, or he's with your husband.
I know. Well,
ex-husband.
Your husband said that, or your ex-husband said he made arrangements for your 9-year-old to be picked up.
Oh, okay, Mom. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we're going to go inside if that's okay.
Yes, please, but you guys just keep me posted.
Of course.
So I know what's going on.
Yes, ma'am. All you have to do is get their attention if you have a question or you need to talk to us. He's standing right there. She'll be right here.
Yeah. Okay, but will you guys tell me, like, so you're telling me, like, you won't call whoever it is without telling me, right?
No.
I mean, I have all their phone numbers.
We're not calling. We're not making phone calls. We're actually going to speak to them in person.
Yeah.
We
That'll
are.
be later
They're
on.
going to. Okay.
It'll
You'll
be
know
later.
prior to us making any
I'm
contact.
not going to be here. Okay. They're going to kill me.
Okay.
We'll address all of that, okay, before we leave. Okay?
This was.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Just stay seated, okay, Sarah? I know you're panicking, okay? Just relax. We'll come and talk to you. We'll keep checking on you.
Hey.
So she's just fearing for her life right now. To be honest, I think if, she's obviously done this, like whether it was intentional or not. And yeah, I would imagine his family might want to take her out.
They're coming out now. I'll get you somebody, okay? She wants to say something. She wants to talk. I'm on. Yeah.
We're
Don't
here,
know
so
anything though, like why or how?
So we will not know the answer to that because we're not. So what's going to happen is he's going to go to the examiner's office and he'll have what's called an autopsy. Yeah. That'll be first thing tomorrow morning. I'll know a lot, hopefully a lot more tomorrow morning as far as him. But I cannot. There's no way I could say how, why.
So just by looking at him, like, why is he purple?
Oh, that's normal when someone passes away. Fluidity turn.
as soon as the heart stops beating, the blood starts to settle to the lowest points of the body. And then it becomes very pronounced. So that's just called a public. It happens every night.
I'm like really scared. I want you guys to know that.
You have all these deputies here, so while we're here, nothing's going to happen to you. Before we go and make any notifications, you'll have plenty of time to leave or do what you need to do. Whatever you need to do. Okay? And we can talk about that more in length. But yeah, it's not going to be a surprise.
Real quick, and then, but like, I don't like this was totally like not intentional. Like, that's what I'm scared about too. Like,
We'll have all the answers. We'll have a lot more answers tomorrow after the medical examiner looks at them. Like you said, what you're seeing here is common. This is us coming out to
protocol.
Yeah, his age, no real medical history that
I
we know
know
of. For him to have passed away, we come out.
I know.
We come out and do an investigation. Medical examiner's office, we send people out. This is what we do. If he was 75 years old and had a history of heart condition, we wouldn't be here.
I just don't know what I don't know what it is.
Exactly. And that's what we're here to find out. We're just here to get the answers. The answers that you want, the answers that his family's going to want.
I just really want to see my son. Like, I really need to see my son.
Well,
I mean, I know I can't go anywhere, but.
Right.
So do I just like sit out here and wait for you guys?
If you would, yes, please.
Is anybody else having to show up, or everybody's here that needs to be here?
My team's here that needs to be here. The medical examiners will show up when we call them, but we're not ready for them yet. So they're going to take him. They're going to take some photos, take him. But that's towards the end of it, and they'll be called well in advance when we're ready for them. But we're not ready for them at this point, so we won't be calling them quite yet. Okay. So like I said, I got to go do some paperwork. They're going to chat with some people, and then we're going to come back and talk to you if you're okay with that. So just give us a little bit more time. Like I said, I need to go and do that and go do.
So, like, do you guys tell his family like today or after tomorrow?
We have to.
It's the law. We have to go make contact with them.
Yeah.
They have to be notified.
Once our investigation is pretty much complete here, once we leave here, we will be going to.
But again, you'll know. I'm not going to just go and do it without you knowing. You'll know. We'll talk to you prior to doing anything like that.
But how? I mean, I understand what you guys and how you do it, and, you know. So, but like, what do you just tell him? What do you tell his parents? Like, what's the reason passed away?
We tell them what we know at that point.
Yeah.
We tell them the truth.
And that we're going to be waiting for the autopsy results, and I will be at the autopsy in the morning, and hopefully the doctor will be able to give me some of what they think and see.
Yeah. We'll give them their number. They can contact them, get it from them.
So yeah, they're gonna know what we're here, what we're investigating, and that
they're gonna think I killed him.
Why would they think that?
They always have said that. They've always have said that.
What have they
I
said?
told you it's because I'm the blue-eyed white dragon. That's what they call me. Because they don't want him with me. So he's basically just not really been around his family because he chooses me over them. Even after I've encouraged him numerous times to go over and see his family. Unforgiving, where they've never accepted me, and everybody in his family has tried to kick my ass. So, especially his sister. He had to pull her off me one time.
Do you have somewhere safe that you can go tonight?
Both my parents are deceased. My grandparents are deceased. My aunt and uncle are deceased. I got nobody. I have a brother that's in the Marines, and I've got another one that's in jail.
Unless the brother that's Marines is local?
No. Well, he's in Altamont, but I think he's doing whatever Marine thing he's doing. But the only way...
Your phone's inside, correct?
Yes.
Does he have a phone?
No.
He doesn't have. He used my phone. He uses your phone.
Yeah, we
Okay,
did it
share
together.
phone.
So the only place I could go is over to Brian's house. So I don't think I'll have a problem with it.
Okay.
So,
well, like I said, we're not going to leave here. If you do not feel safe, you're not going to leave here with you not feeling safe, because then we're liable.
and then his ex-wife in Philadelphia.
Well, she's in Philadelphia, but yes.
Shoot, there's going to be a funeral.
Right. That you're talking like days and weeks.
No,
I'm talking right here, right now.
I know.
So let me do my investigation. Let me go do this paperwork that I'm talking about, because we can go back and forth about what ifs like all day long.
I know, sorry.
I promise we're not going to leave here for you and you not feel safe. Okay?
Please. Okay. It's just, I don't even know what to tell you.
It's okay. Just take a seat, have some water, give us a few minutes, let us do our thing, and we'll be back to talk to you, I promise, okay?
Like you said, you need us to let them know.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Go ahead and type.
Okay.
Sit down and type and keep like eyes on. Do you have anyone in here?
There's nobody here, it's just me.
Okay, that's fine. You're right there, right?
Yeah.
Sit there and type. You're fine. I have relief coming, so just keep typing.
Wow.
Welcome back to Opening Statements. I'm Julie Grant. This morning, we're shining a spotlight.
No, we're not.
I like her. She's cute. Okay, so Sarah's a nut. We see that.
Just trying to get a story, I think, like, or to try and peg what the police believe, because she's like, so what are you going to tell them? What are you going to tell his family? What are you going to say? Like,
Yeah.
see if they believe what she says.
Yep, absolutely. I have to jump down. But thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you for coming up and being on old YouTube.
I accidentally hit the mute button. Okay.
She's talking away.
We'll have to do this again.
Yeah,
we'll
we will.
online.
Yeah, we'll be doing part 2. Don't worry, that's the other
Oh,
hearing
yeah.
the other day, and then we might do police interview as well. So that'll be good.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we'll go on mine soon, so that way I could say hi to everybody. See you.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for having me on.
See you later. Right, guys, I'm going to jump down as well and get ready for Lucy Letby. But that was the police body cam footage. You can kind of see what we're dealing with. She's a dragon. Yeah, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling she could probably be quite nasty. So yeah, next time we'll cover the second hearing and the actual interview. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. So that is it on here. I'll be live on TikTok in a bit. And if Nick is still awake, we will do a battle. If she is not, we will not. And we'll jump straight into the Lucy Letby trial ongoing. So I will see you guys very, very soon. Have a good evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever you are. Night, guys. Bye.